Hadara, welcome back to Fort Knox and another Fighters Factory promotion. Just coming off a big win over former national title challenger Darren Muller with an 8-round stoppage on the Mundine undercard at Festival Hall. You must be pleased with that win.
Oh, I am very much, mate. It was a strong fighter, Darren Muller. He's been a warrior, an old warrior, you know what I mean? For that fight, I was nervous, you know what I mean? Because, you know, he had the experience over me, you know what I mean? And but I had some good sparring partners. I had Karim, I had Mick O'Malley, I had Tony Miller. I had less sparring, so I was all right for the fight. I was prepared for the fight.
Okay, coming in quick succession again. You're fighting tonight. You're fighting Dave Harris from Queensland. Do you know much at all about Dave?
Not much. I don't know nothing about him. Keith rang me up a week before the fight. He goes, I got you another fight. So I go to him, who am I fighting? He goes, somebody from Queensland. So I don't know the guy how he fights. So I don't know nothing about him.
Okay, well, we haven't seen Dave Harris as yet either, so it'll be interesting for both of us. Do you have any predictions tonight?
Just no, man. Just do the basic stuff that I'll do in the gym, and that's about all. Yeah.
Everything going well with Keith down at the champ camp?
Oh yeah, we're going real well. You know, me and Kev we're going all the way together. You know, and after that fight with Darren Miller, you know what I mean. We've got plans for the future.
That's good. You must feel secure with such a professional outfit behind you.
Yep. Like I said last time, I believe in Keith. He believes in me. You know what I mean. And it's Allah bidid. We're gonna get all the way together and do something with ourselves.
Okay. Well, good luck tonight, Niddoll. I'm sure you're going to turn it on.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Dave Harris, welcome to Fort Knox in Melbourne. The house of stash here at Fort Knox. Tonight you take on the Victorian lightweight champion Niddoll Hadara. Niddoll's just coming off an 8-round stoppage over former Australian title challenger Darren Miller. How do you see yourself going with Niddoll tonight, Dave?
Oh, I've trained pretty hard. I've been really looking forward to this fight, so I think I'll go pretty good. I'll give him a go for his money, run for his cash, so to say.
Okay, well, you seem like a fit young lad, and how you handling the cold down here in Melbourne?
Oh, mate, I hate it. Oh, it's freezing down here.
I haven't seen a jacket off you yet since you've been here, but listen, good luck tonight. You've got Les Anyos in your corner there, so you've got plenty of experience there with Les. Actually, how long have you been with Les?
Since October last year, the end of that, so.
Okay, so he turned you pro?
Yeah, turned me pro.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, good luck tonight. I hope you do well.
All right, thanks very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you. Howard Leigh on behalf of Murray Thompson Fighters Factory. Welcome to Fort Knox, the home of boxing in Australasia in Melbourne's eastern suburbs. Tonight, Murray Thompson shepherds in 16 big shows. Congratulations, Murray. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. It's a long way to the top. What a big week it's been in boxing, as Eddie Maguire would say, a big 2 weeks in boxing. We had Anthony the Man Mundine, Lester the Master Blaster Ellis. Then last Wednesday, Mr. Stewart Duncan, DMS, Solve Communications, went to a history-making lunchtime extravaganza at the Powerhouse on the Formula One Albert Park Lake Circuit. And in the main event, Sam King Solomon captured the IBF Pan Pacific Middleweight Championship against New Zealand's Sean Sullivan. A great, innovative boxing extravaganza, Stuart Duncan. And tonight he joins us again with Solve Communications, supporting Murray Thompson, show number 16. And tonight, it's a night of great emotion. 7 big fights. Our main event, Stephen Marks, 2-time junior welterweight champion of Australia, against a man from Samoa via Auckland, New Zealand, Peter Tovio. That's our main event. 6 great supporting fights. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we pay homage to the late Mick Canavan. 3 years ago, almost to the day, he passed away, 53 years of age. Great champs at ringside tonight supporting the Mick Canavan Memorial Show include world champs Dave Russell, Craig Trotter, Stephen Marks, all part of Mick Canavan's Ringwood Gymnasium, Ringwood Boxing Club. Tonight we pay homage to the late Mick Canavan as we salute the great fighters of the modern day. Your ringside physician at ringside, Dr. John Jury. Calling the fights, John Shocker Miles, B.A. Butler. Your timekeeper at the bell, Damien Membry. Your judges for the opening bout are Mick Croucher. Your judges at ringside are Mick Croucher, Anika Williams, and Andrew Clanbull. Good evening, Peter. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee for the first contest and interstate contest, Long John McCubbin, former light heavyweight champion of Australia. 4 rounds of boxing, ladies and gentlemen. Would you welcome on my right, occupying the blue corner. This young man comes from the Gold Coast in Queensland. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 professional fight against Jay Washington in February. With the legendary Les Anyos in the corner, scaling 60.95 kilograms, wearing black trunks with a touch of gold. Would you welcome to Melbourne for the first time, stepping into the professional ring in Melbourne town at Fort Knox, Deceptive Dave Harris. And across the ring on my left, occupying the red corner with the great Keith Ellis. Keith Ellis II with Wayne Stevens in the corner. Wayne Stevenson. Ladies and gentlemen, last time out on Monday week ago, he captured the vacant Victorian Lightweight Championship. He is untarnished. 5 bouts, 5 wins, 3 coming by way of knockout. Proudly wearing the tiger on his back, part of the champ camp, Keith Ellis. Ladies and gentlemen from Laverton, Altoona Meadows, would you welcome the man Keith Ellis dubbed Fighting Niddoll, Fighting Haddara. John McCubbin, it's all yours. Fantastic crowding. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, supporting Murray Thompson, Fighters Factory. Another Friday night in our city. Let's get it on for our first match of the evening. 4 rounds of interstate boxing.
And welcome to Fort Knox, the home of boxing in the eastern suburbs. And it's a warm welcome from John Shocker Miles, my co-commentator tonight, B.A. Butler. Brian, you'll be doing the unofficial scoring. And Brad Bucali is with us tonight too. He's the president of the Australian Boxing Federation. B.A., give us a little rundown on these guys.
Good evening, Shocker. Welcome, fans. Well, straight in the action, the boys. Niddoll Hadara just coming off a 8th round stoppage of former Australian title challenger Darren Miller, and lead straight in there with a beautiful left hook. Dave Harris just had the 1 pro fight, lost it, said it was a disputed decision. Tough kid, trained by Les Anyos, trains hard, he tells me, and he's here to win. He's not here to muck around.
Well, it's a very lively start with the referee, John McCubbin. Niddoll Hadara, both boys wearing black trunks, a bit hard, but the taller one would be Dave Harris from Queensland, who is back to the ropes at the moment. And good punches from Dave Harris, but Niddoll Hadara, or Fighting Hadara, as Keith Ellis calls him, he can bang a bit, as we know. Good shots underneath, typical Ellis fighter, good body shots underneath, up top, underneath, up top, underneath.
He's been hurt by a couple of those body shots.
Yeah. In the corner there, Harris goes down, McCubbin gives him a standing 8 count. Good body shots there, Brian, wasn't it?
Beautiful body shots, yeah. The one right up the solar plexus in there caught him.
Well, he hit him with 3 good left rips underneath there. Niddoll Hadara chasing Harris. Harris goes over the top with the right cross. Pinned against the ropes is Harris.
Just a little bit frightening the way Dave Harris's chin is sticking up there, the way Niddoll's letting those bombs go.
Wild swing there from Hadara. But he's well in control of this fight. Oh, good left hook there from Hadara. Straight left from Harris. Good right cross. Good left hook underneath, over the top. Great array of punches. The referee stop it now. Yes, there's always on the cards there. Tremendous victory for Niddoll Hadara from the Keith Ellis Champ Camp in Altona. Bradford Kelly.
Pretty good effort there, Chocker, by young Niddoll. He's certainly really taking the sport by storm at the moment. He fights off the front foot. He's very, very powerful on the left-hand side. He really ripped him up the stomach with those left rips to the body. And again, we saw with the left hook that really sort of made it very difficult for him. He's
Brad, you're up and down the country in your position as the national president of the Australian Boxing Federation.
Yep.
You see a lot of fighters. How far can this guy go?
Australian Championship for sure. We're going to rate him, the Australian National Boxing Federation, the ratings committee headed by Don Marks, who this month is going to consider Niddoll after his terrific win over on the Monday night undercard.
Darren Miller.
Darren Miller, terrific effort to fight Darren, considering Darren's had 40 odd fights. Niddoll, I think, was having his 4th or 5th fight, you know, so he's certainly a star of the future, and I think that
One minute 44 seconds in the first round, taking his perfect record to 6 out of 6, fighting Niddoll Hadara. Big win around there.
Tremendous fight there, Brian.
Those body shots are really ripping through your opponents. Congratulations again.
Thanks, mate. I always want to thank Keith for training me since I was 11, you know. I've been sparring all the best fighters, sparring partners, like Muller, Matcher, you know, Mick, Melbourne, Leicester, been sparring the best. And I just want to say that I just want to thank for my opponent for fighting me, and I just want to step up a division, you know what I mean, bring more fighters, so I can fight better fighters, you know. So I want to tell Keith, I want to fight better fighters, I want to better fighters.
Well done, Niddoll fighting Hadara. Thank you very much, Mick O'Brien, for your great support.
Jason Cortiz, welcome to Melbourne, welcome to Fort Knox and another Fighters Factory promotion. You come here with a record of 3 fights, 1 win, 1 loss and 1 draw. How do you see yourself going so far in those bouts?
Well, I see that I'm going okay. My first fight I lost on a split decision, which I thought I should have won. My second fight was a lot better, it was a first round knockout, and my third fight was a draw, which I thought I would have won as well, but I mean, you know.
Hometown decision, you reckon?
That's it. You can't do much about it.
Okay, tonight you come to fight Leigh Purcell over duration of 4 rounds, 4 threes. Do you know much about Leigh at all?
I know Leigh's had 3 fights as well, and I know that he's drawn his last fight as well. Other than that, I don't really know that much. I mean, you find out when the bell rings, so...
Certainly. Well, good luck tonight, Jason. Hope everything goes well for you, and I'm sure you're going to turn it on for the crowd tonight.
All right, thank you very much.
Leigh Purcell, good evening and welcome to Fort Knox and another Fighters Factory promotion. You're starting to become a bit of a regular here. Tonight you fight Jason Cortiz from Sydney, coming off a draw with Joey Sahiqvist, which was your last bout out here tonight. Do you know much about Jason Cortiz?
No, I don't know anything about him. I'm just going to go out there, hopefully put on a better performance than what I did last time and come away with the win.
Okay, Leigh, you're a top prospect out of the Murray Thompson's Fighters Factory gym. Everything's happy in the camp down there. You're getting trained well. You're happy down there?
Yeah, very good. Been training very hard for this fight, and I'm looking forward to it. And I just want to get out there and get it on.
Okay, well, it looks like an even bout with both of you having 3 bouts each. His bouts, from what he tells me, have been pretty close. He's had a win, a loss and a draw. You've had 2 wins and a draw, so it looks like an even bout. Have you got any predictions tonight, Leigh?
No predictions. That's going to fight me best.
Okay, well, good luck, and I'm sure you're going to turn it on tonight for the crowd.
Boxing Federation He's back in Melbourne town to stay. Mr. Brad Purcell. Brad back in town almost to stay here. Brad, you're back in town and you're staying here. Oh! Mick Canavan Memorial Night. Welcome back to Fort Knox, a home of boxing, Victoria, Australia, around the world on this Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, another interstate contest fought by 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Would you welcome on my left, occupying the red corner, from Matraville, New South Wales, 22 years of age, in professional boxing, 3 bouts, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. With Paul Gretsch, his mentor, a man who also trains top-line kickboxer and boxer, Cody. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing once again in the red corner, 3 bouts, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss, with Paul Gretsch, his mentor, wearing trunks of red with white, proud of his Maltese tradition, scaling 64.55 kilograms. He's known as Tusha Jason Cortez. Cortez from New South Wales. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, originally from Bendigo, now part of Murray Thompson Fighters Factory. Last year, he won gold with Mackay in the Amateur Boxing League National Championships. Untarnished in professional boxing, 3 bouts, 2 wins, 1 draw. He's getting 63.85 kilograms. He's up at dawn tomorrow morning, back on the hustings as Butcher, the Blackburn Butcher. Would you welcome Lethal Leigh Purcell? In charge of the action, gracious Mr. Lanurus. Welcome Tommy Young, Mangan. Welcome to ringside, Tommy Steve Kerr, Mike C. Ryan, and Jack Reid, legendary boxing man. Round 1.
4 3-minute rounds here. B.A. Butler, Leigh Purcell. You have big hopes for this fella. He's in the black trunks, and Jason Cortez from Sydney in the white. And Brad, these 2 guys are very up and coming, so we'll just have a look at them in the first round, see how they go.
Both very, very well skilled fighters. I've refereed young Cortiz myself, and he's powerful too, and he can punch.
Purcell likes the company fight. Both straight up fighters, both orthodox in stance.
Shocker, this will be a classic boxer versus puncher sort of confrontation. You see Cortiz a little bit flat-footed, typical puncher.
I'd like to see Leigh's pretty hot for this fight. He jumped in there. I would like to see him take a little bit more time. That's been his downfall in his last couple of fights.
Well, both had 3 fights each, haven't they, BA?
Yep.
And Purcell in the black trunks from the Fighters Factory. Well, Murray Thompson, a Keady fighter. Knows what he's doing. Both boys having a feeling out round here. First the 4-3s.
Tending to slap a little bit is Jason Cortiz with that hand. You saw him in that blue corner before, and he was just slapping left to right with the inside of the glove. The referee never picked it up, but he's not going to hurt his opponent that way, Brian, is he? He's,
no,
he's to hit with the
I don't think so, but he's definitely sitting there like he's looking to land the big right hand and the hook.
Well, he's going to try. That's his style. What'll actually happen, he'll find himself on the end of Leigh Purcell's jab all night, because Purcell is very, very well schooled. He knows what he's about.
There you go.
Cortez has got a good left jab underneath there.
He has, but he holds his hands dangerously low. That was a beautiful right hand by Purcell, but he can't take Cortiz's power lightly.
Good right cross here from Cortez. Purcell has him backed up against the commentary position here. Cortez, is he going to fight his way off?
Certainly Cortiz looks like he's just a little bit stronger than Leigh. In close, he's being able to twist him and turn him that little bit, but
he does. I wouldn't like to see Leigh try to tow it out with him. He sort of gets the feeling of every opponent he has. He's just like he's ripped off his house, you know. So he has that sort of intensity about him.
Cortez is reaching from far too far away, as you see there.
Well, he's flat-footed on that back foot, and he's not going to be able to reach his target while he is
good left jab from Cortez underneath there on Purcell.
He is, but it leaves him open for that right-hand counter shocker, which you see there now.
Slapping left hook there from Cortez.
Very open stance, isn't he?
Yeah, very slow right cross, but could say very similar to Anthony Mundine looks as Cortez from Sydney.
Oh, big right hand.
Good right cross there from Purcell. Right on the button there.
Oh, he's got the power.
And he stopped. He should have stopped there.
Oh, but didn't he fire back young Cortiz?
Certainly has. Leigh Purcell's got to be a little bit careful as he comes in to try and put the finishing touches to Jason Cortiz, because Cortiz's best punch is that left hook. I saw him knock out Robbie Squis on a Mundine undercard.
Well, it was a good round there. And just one thing on that, when Leigh Purcell, on the second right cross in the red corner here, when he hit Jason Cortiz buckled at the knees, and Purcell stopped to have a look.
He certainly did. He's
but he should never stop.
Certainly, shocker. That's just a little bit of inexperience on behalf of Leigh Purcell.
And Brian, there's a busy round there. How did you see it, Brian?
Well, I was scoring that round pretty even up until that couple of nice right hands there by Leigh Purcell, and it seems the way he's hanging his hand low, Cortez, that'll be the punch that Leigh Purcell will be looking to pull him up with. But I was surprised he sort of stopped him in his tracks there, and but geez, didn't Cortez come out flying from that corner?
Well, that's that gap. A good fighter would have followed up with another right cross. But how did you see it, Brian?
Well, I was scoring the fight even up until got nothing, John. I was scoring the fight even up until those two right hands, and so I give it a 10-9 round to Leigh Purcell.
Yes, for the bigger and the better punches and more of them in that round, but
he was just a little cleaner in his exhibition too, as he puts. You'll notice that Cortiz boxes a little bit like Anthony Mundine. He's trained by Paul Gresh in the red corner here, and they train at the Mundine gym in Redfern in Sydney. That's where they train. So
very similar.
Okay.
Purcell moving around now. He's looking for an opening here. Good left jab from Cortez.
The only thing I could be critical of young Leigh Purcell is when he had his man hurt, he came in just with gay abandon and walked into a couple of left hooks, one right on top of the commentary position here and another one in that red corner. And I think he just needs to be a little bit careful, because this bloke has got a little bit of power, and if he hits Leigh on the chin, he could hurt him, and even the fight up, of course, you know.
Good straight right there from go back to the fight, Leigh Purcell.
Yeah,
reaching from too far away, lifting his leg there.
Needs to box and work his way in behind that jab. He's got such a beautiful jab, and he's starting to get drawn in a little bit of a fight here. He's trying to back Cortiz up. I'd like to see him move everything off the left hand.
Good shot there from Cortez underneath.
Well timed, that right under the heart, that one. And they hurt Brian, as you know.
They certainly do. They certainly do, Brad.
He never had a heart.
Well, Shocker, you got hit there a couple of times in your illustrious career, and there was no pain there for you neither.
I feel it now, though. Go back to the fight here. Cortez, he's a good-looking fighter too, the way he stands. You know, as you see, he's a bit wide open, but I mean, he looks colourful.
And I think the other thing we've got to remember is that the young man's only had 3 fights. You know, he's had 3 fights for 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw, and so he's still really a novice, but he's well skilled, and this is going to be a terrific little fight.
Yeah, good exchange here from both fighters there, and they're very good exhibition at this boxing here. Boys fighting underneath the second of 4 3-minute rounds. Cortez in the white pants from Sydney, and the black trunks Leigh Purcell from the Fighters Factory in Blackburn. He's up to. There's one thing Purcell have to do. Have to leave his right foot stationed on the canvas when he throws his right hand.
That's correct. That was a better right hand. Still from a bit too far away. He's smothering himself there, Leigh Purcell. He's got to give himself that little bit of room.
He's got to give himself an arms distance away so he can see what's coming and see what he can do with it.
Certainly the heavier punches, Shocker, are coming from Jason Cortiz, and he's got the advantage in power. And what's actually happening is he's sucking Leigh Purcell into his fight. Actually, it's a very close round, but Cortiz has landed the harder of the punches. And Leigh needs to get back, keep Cortiz on his back foot with that left lead. He's got a good left lead. He's just not using it enough. He's wanting to stand there and trade punches with him.
Purcell's got good evasion skills there from Purcell, and I mean, that's a better round for Jason Cortez going back to the red corner. And as we look over to the blue corner, I think Murray Thompson will now be working on Purcell, saying lift your work rate and do a bit more. And I mean, he's got to do that. I mean, we're halfway through the bout now, and Cortez looks comfortable. How did you see the round there, Brian?
Well, I called that a complete opposite of the last round. I thought I agreed with Brad. Cortez landed the harder punches in that round. He was leading Leigh Purcell into his game plan and just letting him come on and line him up with those beautiful right hands under the heart and the left hooks. Leigh needs to get back behind his little jab a bit and be a little bit more patient, I think, and it'll come.
Well, Brad, it's going to be interesting because, I mean, Purcell, there's a lot expected by Purcell as we look at him in the corner now. And, you know, he's got to lift his game now because Cortez is comfortable. He lost the first round, but only because of a couple of punches, but he's comfortable.
Exactly, and I think, as you know, Shocker, you know, the fighter who settles down first is most likely to win the fight. It looks to me like Cortez has settled a little bit quicker than young Leigh Purcell and is making him fight his fight.
Well, he's got his distance, which is good, and a good exchange there from both fighters. Nice
right hands by Leigh Purcell.
Cortez moves in for the kill. That's something Purcell should have done.
Cortez is landing some bombs.
Here he goes.
There's a little clash of heads there as they...
And when he cuts the both fighters exchanging good punches on the ropes.
Fast, furious exchange. Good hands by both boys.
Purcell gets too close when he has somebody on the ropes. Too far, too close.
He's a tendency to smother himself. That's what I mean about that intensity he has. He's so keen to get in there. He forgets his game plan.
And when he finds his range, he's just having a little bit of difficulty finding his range. He's either too far out and he's lifting that back foot trying to reach, or he's too close and he smothers himself. But I think Murray's a little bit of concern. It's just bagging on the canvas there. And
it's all about distance, isn't it? I mean, Purcell's never really found his range, has he?
No, he hasn't. I think when he does find his range with the beautiful hands that he has got, I think that he can turn this fight around. It's still not over.
He wore that left hook flush.
He came back Purcell. Good left jab there from Cortez. Purcell's smothering him again now.
Yeah, it's where he needs to give himself that 6 inches room.
He's not going to give himself a powerful punch if he's lying on top of him. He's going to step back and let it rip.
Ryan, that's a good call. Just 6 inches, and that just makes the difference. He's just got to find his range, slow the pace of the fight down. He's got very fast hands, a nice little uppercut as he walks straight onto that Jason Cortez.
Purcell has Cortez in the corner now. Can he do something? He's leaning on him.
He's got to slip back.
Yeah, step back and find his range. Walk straight into an uppercut left hook. That's a wrong punch. He doesn't need to be there. He's not going to win this fight being there.
Cortez is doing some lovely rope work there. He's uppercuts from the rope. Very good rope work there. He never got hurt and he was able to reply. Very good.
He's not flustered, Jason Cortez, is he?
No. Very cool.
Brian, he just takes his time. He's balanced. He's very well balanced. Very flat-footed, but very well balanced.
I'm very impressed with Jason Cortez. He's starting to look a bit tired, but then Leigh Purcell slowed up the pace.
They have.
Good right cross there.
Good right cross.
Right on the button.
After the left. That's what I want to see him doing. Make Cortez miss and then... That was another one.
That one hurt.
He just wore a left hook back for it though.
Well, what he's done is just a little bit sloppy.
There's another right hand over the top.
Good left hand from Cortez underneath, though. He gets in and out with it.
Cortez, you'll notice now, is moving around to Leigh's right, and he's going to walk straight onto that right hand. What he needs to do is move around to that
big left hook by Cortez.
And the right hand caught his attention there too. That certainly hurt young Leigh Purcell.
I think Purcell's a little bit mesmerised by the fast hands of Cortez. He's not settling well. Good left hand underneath from Cortez. Another one. Good block shots underneath. Good reply there from Purcell, but I'd say Cortez walks back to his corner, and Purcell, as we see, walking back to the blue corner. He looks a little bit tired and a little bit bewildered. Brian, how did you see that round?
I gave that an even round, actually. I was looking looking at Leigh Purcell, did land the bigger punches in that round, but I was leaning towards him. But the thing was, every time he did land a good one, it was only seconds away before Cortiz countered. So it's a matter of who's got the punch and who's got the chin.
Brad, Cortez, I mean, is he well thought of in up north?
Oh, very much. Well, I mean, he's only had 3 fights as well, two wins and 1 draw. His first fight was a draw against Damien Loader, I think it was, who's a rough, tough customer. And but since then he's turned around. I saw him knock out Robbie Spiegel on the Monday.
You can see in the corner, Murray Thompson's really giving it to Leigh Purcell.
Well, he can see this fight slipping away from him a little bit.
Oh, I've got it all locked up here.
Well, it's all locked up, and I would myself have Cortez a little bit in front, but B.A. Butler, who's our unofficial scorer and looking for a job with the Australian Boxing Federation,
you can't argue with him.
Not tonight. Last round.
Oh, that's big shots.
Big shots.
Very well timed punch there, wasn't it?
Good tactics from the corner, because I think he's trying to sway the judges. It's far too close in there, Purcell. It's letting him down a wee bit. As Brian said earlier in the fight, Brad, he's smothering his fighter. He's stepped out half a step back, and you can unload anything you want.
Oh, absolutely. And what's happened? Jason Cortiz is playing the counter-punching role now. He's on the back foot. He's moving around, in my opinion, to the wrong
Good left
way.
underneath there from Cortez.
Exactly. But
Nice uppercut from Purcell.
Purcell's coming in there with a right cross there. There was a bit of sting in that one. Very orthodox.
He could only be patient enough to let Cortiz come in a bit, and then he can counter him. That's Leigh Purcell's best.
Yes.
That's Leigh Purcell's best way of winning this fight today.
He's a boxer, not a fighter, Brian, as you picked it. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to out-muscle him.
Oh, beautiful. 1-2, left, right.
Good shots underneath from Cortez again. Swinging right over the top, which thank God missed. Underneath, right cross. And good punches from Cortez. Steps in with the left hand. Really snappy left hand.
Catching those, that was a nice left hook.
And a good left hook to go.
Anyway, Purcell caught that one on the glove and the body shot before that. So
he certainly looks confident, Jason Cortiz, doesn't he?
Yep. Under control,
He does.
nice and cool. He waits for the openings, and when he gets them, he uses them.
Leigh just missing with that lead there. He's just too far out.
Good shots here from Cortez on the back move. Purcell trying to smother up and push him on the ropes.
Just becoming a little tired now.
Yeah, well, he can't score. He's using his energy to push rather than punch. Purcell pushing him at the neutral corner. Lazy right hand. Good left hook from Cortez back.
Certainly the power is with Jason Cortiz. He walked straight onto that little right hand. Walked straight onto it. He was moving the wrong way, and he knows he made a mistake there.
Leigh Purcell has to win this round to win the fight. Both boys do on my card, actually.
Yeah, it's a very close, very hard
Good shot
fight.
underneath there. Swinging
You
right
can
hand.
see the big red welt that come out from that one. On his one each.
Good right cross for both boys. Slaying away here in the middle of the round.
That's better from Leigh Purcell, rolling under the punches, sitting instead of hanging on or pushing.
They're both confident young fighters. This is a good little fight.
Good evasion skills there from Cortez. Seen that right coming, swayed away, got in the middle of the ring again.
He made Leigh miss with all of those punches, but
good shot there from Cortez. Good right cross.
Oh, another big right hand by Cortez. And Leigh Purcell just standing straight in front of Jason Cortez. The bell ends the fight.
That was a very, very good fight there. 4 3-minute rounds. Leigh Purcell in the black trunks. Jason Cortez going across to the opposition corner now, but I mean, for my money, I think Cortez looked very, very cool and very in control. B.A. Butler, our unofficial scorer. How do you see it?
I'll give that last round to Cortez. I just thought he landed the more powerful punches. Purcell had his opportunity with his jab, and he did land some good punches. But look, Jason Cortez just held himself together in that round. He knew what he was doing. He was comfortable letting Purcell come onto him. He was even prepared to wear those right hands. Brad moving round to his left side so he could counter with his hook over the right hand.
And then we go to the ring announcer, Leigh.
As we wait our judges tonight are Anika Williams, Andrew Campbell and Brian Membry, both very experienced judges. And on my unofficial card I've got Cortez winning 39-37.
Congratulations, Stewart and team. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a warm welcome? Stepping into centre ring, he's the new International Kickboxing Federation Pan-Pacific Middleweight Champion, nursing a bit of a hand injury, but heading to a World Championship in London down the track. Sam King Solomon. A big round of applause for Sam King Solomon. Did I say kickboxing, did I? IBF, International Boxing Federation. I was thinking back at Sam's days as a kickboxer. Thank you, Bart.
Nice sportsmanship as we see Jason Cortiz congratulate Solomon on his, on his win.
Jason Cortez and Leigh Purcell. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a majority decision. It's very close. Judge Mick Croucher gave it 37-39 Cortez. Judge Andrew Campbell could not separate the two fighters. He gave it a drawn contest, 38 apiece. The final card, Judge Anika Williams. She had it 37-38 for the winner from the red corner, Jason Too Sharp Cortez.
A popular decision. You see Paul Gresh delighted at the response.
Well, it was a good decision, and I don't see anything that could have a draw. But anyway, you know, different angles, so different aspects of the fight.
Very much.
Jason Cortez, one to look forward to in the future.
It certainly would. I'd like to see the boys maybe 12 months down the track in their careers, maybe going over 8 threes as opposed to 4 threes. A lot of difference when you're going over the longer rounds, Brad.
Very much, and I think it's certainly a good learning curve for young Leigh Purcell. No disgrace to lose to a young man like this.
Good evening, Dwayne Crowe. Welcome to Fort Knox out here at Ferntree Gully, the House of Stash. Just coming off a points win last week over Brando De Niro on the Lester Ellis Anthony Mundine undercard. And before that, you had a quick win over Darren Muller in the first round, former Australian title challenger. How you feel you're progressing so far?
Yeah, pretty good at the moment. Just taking things slowly.
Okay.
I'm nice and fit.
Okay, this is your first year as a pro and you're training under Keith. How do you find it down there? Happy at the champ camp?
Yeah, it is good to be stable at one gym. Things are going good there.
Okay, you must feel confident with such a professional crew behind you.
Yeah, there's good sparring there. Keith's also good with the technical stuff.
Okay, that's excellent. Tonight you take on Joe Sahiqvist from Queensland. Do you know much about Joe?
No, I don't know nothing about Joe, but after the first round, mate, I'll know about Joe.
Okay, so you don't have any predictions for tonight's fight?
No, I don't. I'll just go out, relax, take it easy, just let it come.
Okay, well, you're in your hometown of Melbourne fighting the Queenslander tonight, so I'm sure the crowd will get behind you, Dwayne.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Joe Sahiqvist, welcome to Fort Knox again and back to Melbourne.
Cheers.
Tonight you take on Keith Ellis trained Dwayne Crowe, coming off a couple of quick wins recently. Your last time you were here, you had a draw with Leigh Purcell in a very tough and close battle. Have you been preparing for the fight tonight?
Yeah, I put in a lot more work this time. As a show, I've dropped down to 65, usually weigh in around 67. And for the first time, I've started sparring. I've done a lot of rounds with Peter Ralph, one of the Queensland up-and-coming champs, and a few boys from his gym. And I suppose I've learnt more in the last month than I have in my 4 fights.
It's great. So you're hoping to turn it all around tonight and have a big win?
Yeah, I hate losing.
Okay, well that's a great way to be too. Do you know anything about Dwayne Crowe?
Nah, not a thing.
Okay, well tonight's duration over 4 3-minute rounds. You're obviously fit and ready. Do you have any predictions for the fight tonight?
No, well, my coach just said come out and put it on, and hopefully I come back the winner.
Okay, well good luck tonight, Joey, and I'm sure the crowd will get behind you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Cheers.
champion, would you welcome to Melbourne, heavyweight champion of Queensland, Phil Swifty Gregory. Phil Gregory, aiming to make Melbourne his big home, Queensland's Phil Swifty Gregory, born in the United Kingdom, now wants to base himself in the champ camp. Good luck, Phil, and promoters out there, Keith, looking for a big match. Four rounds of boxing, another interstate contest scheduled in the welterweight division. Would you welcome on my right, occupying the blue corner. Last time here he drew against Leigh Purcell. By public demand, he's returned with John Briggs from the Pine Rivers Gymnasium, Petrie in Queensland. Wearing bottle green trunks with white trim. Ladies and gentlemen, last night at Daisy's in Ringwood, he scaled 65.05 kilograms. In amateur boxing, 7 fights, 5 wins in professional boxing, 4 bouts, 1 win, 1 draw, 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome Jolting Joe Sahiqvist. Joe Sahiqvist in the blue corner. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, occupying the red corner. Originally from Leigh, New South Wales, what a great fighting family. The Crowe family. Bruce Crowe, his father, they were the legendary fighters of the River Arena, New South Wales and Victoria. In amateur boxing, a decorated champion, 50 fights, 42 wins. In professional boxing, unbeaten, 2 professional contests, wearing blue trunks, now part of Keith champ camp. Would you welcome 65.05 kilograms, Dwayne No Pain Crowe. John McCubbin is the referee in charge. The big man, the 2 guys.
I can see you with the dressing room going, you know what I want? When I say break, I mean break, huh? All right? Stick your hands up and no low punches. Straight to you. All right, boys, you know what I expect? Shake hands, have a good one.
Okay, Keady McCubbin accepting John McCubbin's words.
Well, Brian, it's another big one here. Should be a cracker, this one. Joe Blomqvist in the green, Sahiqvist from the Queensland. Was somebody I knew, no bird years ago. And Dwayne Crowe from the Ellis camp. And it should be a good fight. Both stand-up fighters again, and I hope it's up to the standard of the last fight.
Yeah, that was a cracker. Well, Dwayne Crowe coming off a decision over Brando De Niro, and Joey Sahiqvist returning here to Fort Knox after his draw with Leigh Purcell. He'll be keen as well. Pet punch for Dwayne Crowe is the left hook.
Out of distance there was Dwayne Crowe, and they're working underneath is Sahiqvist from Queensland. John McCubbin steps in, the big man as the 3rd man tonight. Former light heavyweight champion of Australia.
Former gym mate of mine there, Shocker, for many years.
Brad being a featherweight used to spar him quite regular.
This is going to be a very good fight, Brian. Sahiqvist is tough as they come.
He is very tough.
Well, both strong boys, aren't they? You can see up above. You can see in the red corner there. Where they're both grapplers as well.
Yeah, they've both done the work. You'll see Sahiqvist's got a hard body.
Yeah, very hard body.
And Crowe, the son of the legendary Brucey Crowe, and he's just taking his time. He's not in a hurry. Good punching there. He has got
shots
good
underneath there from Crowe.
There's big reps on young Bruce Crowe. I spoke to Keith Ellis about him prior to the Muldoon fight. He's got big reps on this young man. He thinks he's going to go a long, long way.
Yeah. He's very relaxed. You know, good shot.
There's that
great left hook from Dwayne Crowe.
I think we'd have to see that even though Sahiqvist has had more fights than Crowe, and you called that terrific, Brian, because that's his pet punch, and you picked it. There it is again.
Left hook again. Crowe looks very calm and collected. And
he's got a very good little sneak right, has Joe Sahiqvist. He just caught Bruce.
He does. He did it again.
Shot there. And this has turned out to be quite an enlightening fight. Dwayne Crowe, he's got some lovely punches.
Yeah, Dwayne Crowe felt that right hand, I think, from Sahiqvist, and
Joe Sahiqvist, the brother of Queensland super middleweight champion Gavin Sahiqvist.
Good shots there on the back move there from Dwayne Crowe. Dwayne Crowe in the neutral corner. So left, right, left hook. Good punches going away.
It's a good little contest, this.
Very relaxed. He's got that very lazy style, Dwayne Crowe, hasn't he? He's,
Yes.
Oh, there's that left hook again. What a great left hook from Dwayne Crowe. McCubbin goes for the count. Beautiful left hook, very short, only travelled 4 inches that one, Brad.
He caught him on the back move. He was just a little off balance, but certainly the left hook put him straight
I think
down.
it looked a lot worse than it was because he was off balance, but it's still a beautiful punch.
Yeah, perfectly executed left hook, if you will.
Oh, good left hook again. He's got, you know, his style. He looks like that. Dwayne Crowe looks like Jose Legra, who fought Johnny Fowler.
Absolutely.
Carries his punches on his hips.
He does, and of course you can generate great hands.
And it's like a cat, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great punch!
Almost again there.
He's like a white Jose Legra.
Joey Sahiqvist knows he's in a fight tonight.
He certainly does. Referee John McCubbin doing a very good job, former Australian light heavyweight champion, and really making a mark as a referee.
And carrying the ring card tonight is Mrs. Bradwell Kelly.
Oh, I wish. I could only dream.
What a great fight this is going to be, I can tell you. I'll tell you, it's super cool that Dwayne Crowe. We look at him in the corner. Have a look at him now in the corner. It's nice and calm, nice and cool.
In the blood, you reckon, Brad?
Certainly is. Yeah, certainly is.
And I'll tell you something. I mean, a lot of the older style trainers would complain about Dwayne Crowe because he keeps his hands low. But he's prowling. He's like a cat, like Jose Legra. If you ever seen Johnny Famerson fight him, Famerson, did win the fight, but he carried his punches on his hips and he fired them from there. And just even, how did you see that, Brian Butler?
Oh, I scored that 10-8 to Crowe with those beautiful left hooks. Without even the knockdown, I would have gone a 10-8 round. I mean, explosive power from Dwayne Crowe.
And here we go, round 2 of this 4 3-minute rounds between Joe Sahiqvist in the green pants from Queensland and Dwayne Crowe from Laverton.
Beautiful right hand. That hurt Joe Sahiqvist.
Oh, good shot!
Oh, he's claiming
that was a low. Well, I think that might have been a bit low, that one, which is a bit of a shame because the others were right on the button.
John McCubbin calling timeout. Was it low? As we look at the neutral corner, McCubbin having a look.
Certainly no intention there. I just missed the blow.
We can't see that on the replay. But
well, I hope he doesn't rub them. I'd count them.
It's certainly Joe Sahiqvist is a game young
What do you
fellow.
do here? What do you do here if you can't recover, Brad?
The ANBF rule is that we don't call timeout, although the Victorian rule is slightly different. He's got up to 5 minutes to recover. And if
we'll go back on there, Brad, so we don't need that explanation, but I'll ask you in the meantime what happened.
Oh,
good left hooks.
Straight onto that left hook.
This guy is vicious.
He's surviving now, Joey Sahiqvist.
Right to I think John McCubbin is looking closely at stopping this fight as Dwayne Crowe really opens up on Joe Sahiqvist.
This Dwayne Crowe is something else.
What beautiful hands is Dwayne Crowe.
Oh, and he looks like a choir boy.
Oh, there's that
good shot again.
Just missed the mark.
And as tough as he is, that
Joey South. Oh,
has he lost his balance and came?
No, it was a bit of a throw. That one, I think.
He doesn't have to do that because his hands do a lot more better work than that. But
to his credit, how tough is Joe Sahiqvist.
John McCubbin saying, "I'm not going to tolerate that."
Well, he doesn't have to do it, Brad.
No.
I mean, the gloves would do it for him.
Absolutely, he's in charge of this fight. He's well in front. There's no need for him to throw it away like that. Oh, that little short right cross just missed the mark again. Just becoming a little untidy. Joe Sahiqvist just can't find his range. He's an unconfident fighter. He doesn't want to go back to the using his. And you notice, Brian, he's not even throwing that left jab.
No,
he needs to throw that left jab to keep his opponent away from him.
I think he's a bit shell-shocked. Sahiqvist
shot there from a good right cross again from Dwayne Crowe.
Every time he does throw the jab out, he gets whacked with the right hand.
Yeah, you'll notice that every time Crowe throws that right hand, leads with that right hand, very powerful, fast right hand. It's a semi-bowl over. He walks straight over with the left hook.
Right cross, underneath. Left hook!
Oh, that's the one. That's
all over. What a left hook. Gee.
Fantastic kit of punches by Dwayne Crowe as he upends Joe Sahiqvist. Referee John McCubbin calls a fight.
Chris Dwayne Crowe from the champ camp from LSD is special.
What a well-skilled
I don't want to sound like Bruce McAvaney, Brian, but he is special.
Yeah, he's got a little bit something special, this boy, yeah.
Mackay just said that every time he throws that right hand, which was a semi-bowler, just a little short, curling right hand, he throws the left hook after it. Immediately I said that, bang come the left hook. And we've got it into this
Who's
fight.
the champion, this fellow? If you look at one screen with Keith Ellis, who's the champion in his weight in Australia?
In the welterweights, Solomon Egbarine from South Australia.
Egbarine, mate, a little bit too much for Dwayne Crowe at the moment,
had a very big amateur career, but by golly, look out Australia, because this young man's coming to get you. Dwayne Crowe, under the guidance of the master himself, Keith Ellis, as he undoes the gloves.
Well, I'll tell you something. His name might be Crowe, but the eagle is definitely landing.
Absolutely.
Gents, I love the way that he got his angles to try and finish him off for his shots. And like you were saying, Brad, he was curling that right hand and getting the leverage for his left hook.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute 57 seconds of round 2. Your winner, 3 out of 3, ain't bad. Dwayne No Pain Crowe. How about a round of applause for Joe Sahiqvist? Gee, he got plenty of heavy body punches there. Mark, affix the gold medallion around Dwayne Crowe. 3 out of 3 ain't bad. Thank you very much, Mark. Decker Constructions. Dwayne, gee, I see a tremendous improvement there in the body punching, eh? Keith, had you worked on the body shots there, Dwayne?
Yeah, that takes it out of them a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good, Dwayne. 3 out of 3, a hat trick. Well, people are going to be wary of you now.
Hey, bring them on, mate. I'm ready.
You're ready. Ready to rumble.
We want some fighters, me and Keith. We're ready to travel. We got plenty of gloves for them too.
Good on you, Dwayne No Pain Crowe. He's a hot shot. Wow. Brad agrees. Brad Picali.
Dean Keady, welcome to Fort Knox and another Fighters Factory promotion. You're starting to become a bit of a regular here, Dean.
Yeah, I'm yet to take a win here though, so just keep trying though. Don't give up too easy.
Okay, well for you, let's hope tonight's the night. You're a bit unlucky on your last outing for the Victorian light heavyweight title against a fast improving Stewart Moller. Bit of a close and hard first round, and he just seemed to catch you with that one in the second.
Yeah, I don't think there's any loss of face losing to someone like Stewie Muller. I think he's had about 5 wins in a row at the moment, and a few of them have been by knockout. So big rap for him, and no loss of face there. No.
Being an even match tonight, he's also got a KO win over Nick Lantouris, who's your opponent tonight. He's also come backing after that loss against Stewart Moller. You've fought Nick before. He can be a bit frustrating. How do you see the fight going tonight?
Well, I don't have a prediction yet. Nick's a very hard person to fight. He's got a lot of range. He moves well. He's got good lateral movement. I'll start out boxing, and I don't want to slip into his game too much, but we'll see how things go. I don't want to give too much away either.
Okay, well, good luck tonight, Dean. I'm sure you'll do your best, and the crowd will enjoy it tonight, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Nick Lantouris, welcome back to Fort Knox and another Fighters Factory promotion. It's going to be what, fight number 4 or fight number 5 on the...
5 actually here, and and actually I haven't lost here, so hopefully make another win tonight.
Oh, okay. I was just speaking to Dean Keady earlier, just saying that both of you are actually coming off a loss to Stewie Moller, so it'll be a good evener upper for the both of you. You hold a win over Dean Keady, a comfortable points win, which was actually here at Fort Knox. You've had a win since losing the Victorian light heavyweight title to Stewie Moller, or you fought Jimmy Chutis. How did that end up? That was a technical draw, was it?
Technical draw, yep. I believe that it wasn't from a headbutt. I believe that I did. It was a punch that caused the cut, but the referee ruled it a head clash, so if it gets stopped before 3 rounds, it goes technical draw. So that was the result.
And tonight you've got Ron Russell in the corner with you and Jimmy Slater. How's that going down at the camp? All happy down there?
Excellent, mate. Ronnie Russell, I couldn't ask for a better trainer, mate. He's been there, he's done that, he knows the whole game inside out, and yeah, I'm glad to be with him now. Yeah.
All right, well, tonight, have you got any predictions with Dean Keady? We're going over 8 rounds, how do you see it going tonight?
Hopefully I get an impressive win. Earlier the better, but if it goes to points, so be it, you know.
Okay, so no predictions from Nick Lantouris tonight?
Well, hope I win impressively, that's all.
Okay, well, good luck, Nick. I hope you do well, and the crowd are surely here to cheer you on, mate.
Yeah, great. Thanks, mate.
Master Theodore. Welcome back to the Mick Canavan Memorial Tribute Night here at Fort Knox, Century Gully. We're up to stage 4, non-stop boxing here in Centering, Fort Knox, Century Gully. A great crowd out there, one of the biggest crowds we've had in recent times. Congratulations, Murray Thompson, Finest Factory Promotions. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing in the Cruiserweight division. Would you welcome first on my right, occupying the blue corner, from Mornington in kickboxing, he's an IKBF World Light Heavyweight Kickboxing Champion, 21 fights. Tonight lining up for his 5th professional fight. He's getting 81.35 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing red trunks with white trim. I've known this young man for more than a decade in sports. Would you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Dean the Machine Keady. Keady with Anthony Berry in the corner and Jim Cordwell. And across the ring, occupying the red corner with Ron Russell anchored outside the ring. Pat McElhinney is there. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hampton Park, nationally ranked in World of Boxing magazine, number 10 light heavyweight in Australia. She's getting 81.75 kilograms. A professional record is 12 bouts, 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 technical draw, 4 losses. Wearing Collingwood Magpie colours of black and white. Would you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, dubbed by Jim Slater, the Golden Greek, Nick Lantouris. Your judges, John McGovern, Nick Croucher, and Inga Williams. Your referee, Mr. Ignatius Miscellatus. Here we go, 8 rounds of boxing. Good luck. Okay, short and sweet there.
Well, here we go for a good should be a great battle here, Brian and Brad. Dean Keady from Mornington. The man from the Grand Hotel, that's where he works, Dean Keady. And if you've never done that, we pop in and see Dean. And Nick Lantouris. And I think Dean Keady will be looking for a bit of form after his last effort.
He will actually. Well, interviewing both the blokes, both lads before the fight, I spoke to them. They've both had a loss to the up-and-coming, a stoppage loss to the up-and-coming Stewie Muller. So both boys will be keen to avenge that.
Good kickboxer too was Dean Keady, wasn't he?
He was. He won a world title at kickboxing doing Cody. He gave it all away and then he came back to fight Stewie Muller, but after getting stopped he didn't want to finish his career like that, so he's back again.
Dean Keady in the red pants and Nick Lantouris in the black trunks. And Ronnie Russell in the corner with Pat McElhinney and Jim Slater. Pat McElhinney, former top soccer player as well, he was too.
The right hand there from Dean Keady. He's well balanced. Keady. He's a lot shorter and giving away quite a bit of reach and height to Nick Lantouris.
Yeah, he is, Brad. He is. They have fought once before, and Lantouris won that one on points.
Lantouris up on his toes, left jabs.
Using that left jab the way it's meant to be used, using all of his reach advantage that he's got. Hands just a little bit too low for my liking, but his chin just a little bit out there, Shonker.
Yeah, well, Keady went over the top there, Keady. He poured it away and went over the top with a left hook. Well, good right cross from Keady.
Lantouris just walked straight onto it.
Keady's fighting from a crouch, isn't it? It's always hard to fight fighters like that because the ducking and you can never get hold of the head. Slapping right cross there from Nick Lantouris. His left hand's very low. There'll be an invitation there for a good right cross.
Yeah, just noticing a change in Lantouris' style. He's normally a back mover. He's coming forward a lot more and seems to be attacking Dean Keady. The result of his new trainer. He's now with Ron Russell.
Yeah, well, that could be good because Ron Russell's been through. He knows a fair bit about the fight game, and Jimmy Slater too does as well. But I mean, that was sort of feeling out round for both boys. We've got 8 rounds to go, and or 7 rounds to go. It's an 2-minute rounder, and I mean, it would be hard to separate them. Brian, how did you see it?
Well, I scored that a 10-9 round to Dean Keady because he landed the more telling blows. He did land the overhand rights. Lantouris was shooting to the body there with his right hand, and Cody was countering over the top of his left with his right cross, and I just think he landed the heavier punch, the more telling blows in that round.
What do you think, Brad?
I actually went the other way, only by virtue of the fact that Lantouris kept his left hand out in front in Dean Keady's face all night, while he walked onto a couple of dangerous little right hands that seemed to caught his attention. He fought actually for the 3 minutes, and that's what a judge actually looks for.
Well, here we go, the second round, Brad, and second of 8 2-minute rounds here. Dean Keady in the red pants, the man from the Grand, the Rio, and Nick Lantouris in the black trunks, trained now by Ronnie Russell, Pat McElhinney and Jimmy Slater. And it's very difficult to judge how this fight's going to go because we haven't seen Keady cut loose yet, have we?
No, we haven't. And Nick Lantouris can, once he gets ahead, he can be a very difficult fighter to catch. He can tie the opponents up, and once he gets out in front.
Keady got him with a good left hook there. It covers up well.
And another nice right hand by Cody.
Lantouris is just trying to control the centre ring there and sort of come from behind there as he walks straight onto a little left hook there. But Keady's certainly got the skills. He's just not quite using. He's letting Lantouris.
There's that overhand right on the temple again.
Yeah.
Well, they could christen him the Crab because he's fighting another crab stance, isn't he?
He is. I'd like to see him move in a little bit closer and step round to the right and try to get Lantouris off his game. Nick likes to move off to the off the back foot and flick out the left jab. I think Cody can't follow him round. He's got to cut the ring off.
I think with that height advantage, I mean, Lantouris should be doing a little bit more. I mean, I know it's 8 2-minute rounds, but I mean, somebody's got to make the move.
Shocker, just what I was about to say. His left jab's gone missing now. From the first round, where I gave him the first round by virtue of that good left jab, it's all gone missing because Keady's actually trying to keep him on the back foot and he's counter punching him. So now he hasn't got the confidence in order to throw that punch because there's another nice right hand by Dean Keady.
And another one.
Well, he's definitely got a right hand.
Certainly looks like he's got a little bit more power than Nick Lantouris, doesn't he? Even though he's a smaller man.
He's got a bit of condition as well, Dean Keady. It must be that hospitality he has at the Grand in Mornington. That's where he is. I've seen him down there a few times, but I've been in there having convivial. And once again, we're graced by Brad McCally's second wife. How do you see that round there, Brian?
Look, once again, I scored that a 10-9 round for doing Keady. Keady landed a couple of nice overhand rights in there, and like Brad was saying, he's moving in and he's fighting out of that crouch, and he's actually counter-punching Lantouris, and Lantouris' jab has gone missing in that round.
It was certainly a good round. I thought Keady won the round, just by virtue of the fact
that... Well, Keady, if we look at him in the corner now, Brad, he's nice and calm, and... you know, I mean, normally Dean looks a bit worried sometimes in the corner, but he looks very, very calm in the blue corner. That's Dean Keady with the red pants.
He's comfortable in the knowledge that he's been able to settle down and get.
And you've got, I think Brian's got Keady, 2 rounds in front. Well, he's won the first 2 rounds. Third round off this 8 2-minute round contest. Dean Keady in the red pants and the black trunks is Nick Lantouris. And Keady's winning this fight virtually off his overhand right.
He's on the balls of his feet too now, Dean Keady.
The tendency to put his head up a little bit, when he goes back, but just tuck it in.
And Nick now just starting to try and load up with every punch. He's gone from
big right hand.
Big right hand there from both boys actually.
Trying to pour it on there, Lantouris, but he's not having much success.
He's out of range.
He's a bit like Leigh Purcell. He's a bit too close to his opponent once he gets him on the back. Slapping right cross. That's very slap. It was a slap in the face.
Well, Shocker, as you know.
If it was in the AFL, he would have got a week for that.
He would. Absolutely. And as you know, a fighter who slaps is a sign of an
Yeah, a bit of use by the elbow by Lantouris in there with that left elbow. The referee wants to keep an eye on that. Nice uppercut too.
That's a good left hook there from Keady.
Oh, and a nice hook and a right hand.
Certainly taking the fight to Nick Lantouris.
I think Keady's got half a chance here, you know.
Oh, very much, very much. Lantouris with the bigger reach, not using that reach.
He's smothering his reach, isn't he, Bruce?
Yeah, he's just not finding his range. Good left hands. There's that left hand that we were talking about a little bit earlier on. And he looks good in full flight, Lantouris. When he goes first with that left lead, left, down, left, right, and followed by the hook, he looks actually good, but he's just not doing it enough. But it's certainly...
well, this is a round he's got to try and pull something out here. He's got to try and, you know, at least share the round. There's a 3-round start. Good right cross again there from Keady. And a good way to finish there. And end of the third round there. And as we look at Keady going back to his corner, he looks a bit relaxed. And I think he might know that he's done enough here. Brad, what do you think Lantouris has got to do now?
Well, certainly I'd like, if I was Jimmy Slater and Con Russell in the corner, I'd be saying to him, look, get out, control the centre ring, throw that left lead, keep him on the back foot, keep that left lead in his face, and then everything comes from the left lead. If you haven't got a left hand, you haven't got a fighter. So keep him in front of him, throw lots and lots of left leads. As we look at Dean Keady in the corner, as you said, Shocker, very, very relaxed, but with Lantouris, I'd just sort of say to him, look, throw out that left lead, keep the left lead coming, followed by the right hand, then the left hook, and everything will fall into place.
B.A. Butler, our unofficial scorer. You've done well so far, Brian.
I called that round a draw. I thought Lantouris come out. He did try to use his jab a bit more. Both boys landed some good shots in close exchanges there. I think it might boil down to the durability and the fitness.
Yep.
Well, I've got it all locked up at 29 apiece at this stage, and it's anyone's fight on my unofficial card.
Well, here we are in the fourth round, and this is a chance. This is normally the make or break round for an 2-minute rounder. As Dean Keady launches a left hook into the chest of Nick Lantouris. Lantouris he's got a lovely height. He's up on his toes, but he's got to try and keep Dean Keady at bay. You know, the man from the ground. He's in for a pound here.
Very much so.
Got a bit of condition around his waist there, but
that might tell after about round 5 or 6, Shocker. 8 2-minute rounds, so they're not over the championship distance, but 2-minute rounds.
That's right, yeah. If you've seen the meals that they serve up at the ground in Mornington, you probably know he's condition.
Oh!
Right cross there from Keady.
He's rocked Lantouris.
And he rocked him back on his heels.
Certainly did. Nick Lantouris did the Texas 2-step there. Certainly hurt by that right hand, and that right hand has been there all night, so it wasn't any accident.
As well. Crouch out of out of that crouch there came a big left hook from Keady as well.
Very purposeful, very watchful.
He's just got to shorten that hook up a bit as he's coming in. He's closing the gap and not shortening it up.
Just a little bit anxious.
There's that overhand right again.
That's a dangerous punch. Good punch by Dean Keady. He's worked it very, very well.
Still looks wobbly, Lantouris.
A little bit unsteady on his feet. The eyes are a little bit glazed.
There's the right hand again.
Oh, there
good
it is.
Left
Another
one. That was a good left hook there from Keady.
Was.
It's a couple of little variations from his overhand right.
And what's happening, Nick Lantouris hasn't got the respect of Dean Keady at the stage with that left hand, because he's just standing there, he's pumping the left hand out and then standing there and swapping punches with him. And he's not going to win the fight like this, Nick Lantouris. I think he'll find himself on the bottom of his
trunks. It's a low blow.
Yeah. Yes. Accidental low blow by Lantouris. Not a good round for Dean Keady.
Yeah, that was a good round there for Dean Keady as we watch him go back to the blue corner and the red pants there. And B.A. Butler, I'll start with you this round. How did you see
I called that a 10-9 round for Dean Keady. It's very close with that right hand. I don't think he realised he actually hurt Lantouris there and didn't capitalise on his advantage. But another round for Keady.
Brad, I think in the corner now, I would ask you, you take the place of Jimmy Slater. What are you good to say to Nick Lantouris in the corner?
Well, he needs to really be a bit more purposeful with that left lead. He's got to pop it out, he's got to aim it straight through Dean Keady's nose. And he really needs to get, as we look at Nick Lantouris in the corner. He just really needs to now pop that left lead out, get a little bit of respect from his opponent, and everything will come from that. The right hand will come, the uppercuts, the left hooks, they'll all come. But he's got to get some respect from that with that left lead. Otherwise, Dean Keady is like a bulldog, and he'll just walk straight through him as he has been, and he won that last round.
And here we go, round 5. Dean Keady in the red pants from Mornington, and from Rowville, Nick Lantouris in the black trunks. And on both my colleagues, Brad Kelly and B.A. Butler, they do have substantially...
Nice right hand by Lantouris
Dean
inside
Keady
there.
in front here. Yes, it was a nice right hand there, Brian. And Lantouris, Ron Russell was stuck in the corner there trying to motivate him. Flicking left hands. For a bloke that size, I mean, he should be able to...
That's a better jab.
That was better, Brian, and you'll see there when he used that, Dean Keady came off second best because he hasn't got the reach or the height.
Keady just prowling their side.
What about the...
It's like a
kickboxer.
He just can't stop that overhand right, can he, Brad?
It's a kickboxer's right hand. It's a double right hand. It's
Very
a swing
much.
and then a hit.
Yep.
That's a good right hand there from Lantouris
again. And as I said, he's using his left hand a little bit more now. You'll see him throwing that left lead. There it is again.
That's it.
I'll give him a bit of confidence in the Lantouris camp.
That's
you see that his boys maybe got something left here. Good left hand.
Oh, that was
good
a low
left.
blow.
Lantouris has stuck 3 good lefts in there.
He has.
Keady.
I don't think he's done with yet. He's certainly that left lead of his is a good, powerful left lead. And that right hand that's hurt Dean Keady a couple of times, there it is again.
And again, yes.
Has all come from the left hand, Brian, hasn't it?
It has, yep. He's got to settle down and use that jab. Better jab and an overhand right again.
Good exchange from both fighters there in the centre of the ring. Keady in the red pants, Lantouris in the black. Both fired rights at the same time.
And surprisingly, Keady with the shorter reach, his punch hit, Lantouris has missed.
Yep. And Lantouris has showed a bit more this round, though. I mean, if he can just pump himself up a little bit more, get the confidence, but you need that confidence. You need to land, and you need to let the guy know that you're not done.
And he actually looks good when he's coming forward, going with that left lead, coming forward, keeping Dean Keady on the back
body
foot.
shot.
Yeah.
And a good finish from Lantouris. That was a good round from Nick Lantouris. We'll have a look at Keady in the corner. He's looked a little bit concerned as we look in the red corner, but if we'll have a look over at the red corner, we can see Lantouris now, and Jimmy Slater's telling him to breathe and breathe deep. Ronnie Russell's probably pumping him full of enthusiasm there. Brian, how did you see that round?
I give that round to Nick Lantouris. He did get his left hand working, and like Brad said, things started to come. He got some respect with his left hand, and Keady wasn't able to get that right hand off once when he does land that jab. So, and that'll enables him, when he's not having to fend off that overhand right, he can let his other shots go.
So Nick Lantouris has pulled the round back here in the 5th round, so he's on the on your card. He's two rounds behind as well. We'll look at Dean Keady, Brad, in the blue corner. He's looking a bit more concerned than this.
Well, he is. He looks like Mr. Cool, doesn't he? He's not flustered in the situation. He lost that last round on our unofficial card, but he knows that he knows where he's at, and he's confident that he can come out and try and turn it around. It's a good little fight.
Dean Keady, the man from the Mornington Grand, and Lantouris will be buoyed by that good exchange in the 5th round there, where he snapped the points, and he started to flicker his left hand down. You know, maybe he just needed that bit of confidence, Brad.
It's that overhand right, just glancing.
And Brian, there's no real reason why Nick Lantouris should allow Dean Keady to hit him with those right hands, except for the fact that after he does his work, he's standing there and just allowing him to hit him with those punches.
With his hands down, that's right.
Nobody's that height anyway. I mean, he should be up there. I mean, he's got good shoulders, and the Keady sized his man up again. Maybe he just had a breather that round, Keady. If he did have, he wants to start firing up again.
So Lantouris goes well. He throws that left lead. He's turned that right hand now into a little uppercut that went to the body. And he's certainly got Dean Keady's attention there. He's got Dean on the back foot a little bit. Nick, you can see there on the front foot. Nice little short right hand that just missed the mark, and Dean just looking a little untidy as he can't work out the not only the hand speed but the reach.
Oh, beautiful counter. He knew that was going to be, that his head was going to be there, because he flicked to 1, 2, 3 left hands, dropped his left hand, and Keady come right in.
Yep, straight over
right
the top.
behind it.
That is a dangerous punch, and that is a fight-ending punch, that one, Shocker, isn't it?
Unless you hit people with your left hands, they're only a warning signal that your head's there.
And it gives them something to work from.
I mean, there can be a lead for you. There can also be a lead for the opposition.
Very much. Yep, and it'll give him something to work from where he can go over the top for it. Or
well, you know, left hook.
Beautiful left hook by Dean Keady.
And that rocked the head of Nick Lantouris. He's coming straight back.
He walks straight into another one. Nick Lantouris. He's just a little unsteady on his feet as the pair wrestle in the blue corner.
It was a good finish there, but I mean, Lantouris doesn't want to let this guy know how tough he is. He wants to let him know how smart he is, because you can't out-tough Dean Keady. He's too tough for that. And don't out-tough the tough man. Outsmart them, and that's what he should be doing. He's a taller and bigger boxer. Brian, how did you see that round?
Look, I was leaning towards Lantouris, or maybe a draw, but Dean Keady pulled out that big left hook right at the end of the round there, and I just can't go past him. I'll give it again to Keady, 10-9.
Yeah, same here. Good call, Brian, because by virtue of those power punches, that beautiful left hook, they were something exceptional, and they hit Nick Lantouris right on the chin. And he did it not only once, but he did it about 3 or 4 times during the whole course of the round. And I think he's been rewarded with the round by virtue of the fact that he's been able to pinpoint those power punches, and power punches will always take over from 1 or 2 pitter-patter jabs.
That's correct.
Well, as we see this there, we're moving to
all the work for Nick Lantouris now.
He's come home in the last 2 rounds. He might be a couple of rounds behind Lantouris, but you've got 2 rounds to make it up and impress the judges.
I think so.
And they can be impressed.
Very much.
Spoken
by John Shocker Miles.
Never impressed anybody.
He's got that little sneak right, Shocker, that you used to employ very, very well. I know you beat a lot of blokes with that, where it came straight over the top, and it's a very hard punch to read, isn't it?
Well, I used to launch mine in the dressing rooms. That had a slight advantage.
That's why they couldn't see it. What's happened here is Nick Lantouris has really kept Dean Keady in this fight. Lantouris, there's that beautiful little short left hook again.
And I think Lantouris got an eye on that, and he just got his head back a little bit. But I'll tell you what, he throws a very lazy left-right, doesn't he, Lantouris?
Yeah.
Very lazy. It should be bang, bang. You know, just as I say that, he snaps out a good left hand.
He's trying to make a fibber of you there, Shocker.
Oh, yes.
He does. He's throwing that right uppercut, but it's coming in a little bit low. Like he's tagged Keady low a couple of times.
Yes.
If he's going the body, I'd like to see him try and bring it up under the chin.
I think if he did that, it would be a good, successful punch for him.
That's a better right hand there.
Yeah. He's enjoying this, Dean Keady, as he smiles to the members of the martial arts board in Bart McCarthy and King Sam Solomon. Certainly enjoys his work here, Dean Keady.
Yes.
Oh, straight left hand. I think it's the first one we've seen score from Dean Keady.
Yeah, followed by a couple of good body punches to the ribcage of Nick Lantouris.
Very lazy left hand from Lantouris. I mean, that's going to
be a bit dangerous with that left elbow. Nick Lantouris.
It was a sign of a tired left hand, wasn't it, Shocker?
Well, at the end of a lazy left hand, there's a shaky head. You know.
Oh, there's that big right hand by Dean Keady again. Yes. Nick Lantouris walked straight onto it, flat-footed.
He got one back, but I don't think it was enough to let Dean Keady know he was there. Now he's starting to crowd him a bit. Oh,
big left hook.
Finished with a great left hook there, and he was always going to be there. I mean, he puts his head on Lantouris' chest and comes up with a big left hook, and the head's there. It can't be anywhere else. Brian, have a look at that one. Finished the 7th round there. How do you think?
Look, you know, I was looking towards Nick a little bit there earlier on, but, you know, same as the last round. Keady's just pulling out the big right hands and hooks right at the right time.
When they count, exactly.
Well, hopefully it's going to be free drinks at the Rio Grande for Shocker for the next 6 months. If Dean Keady wins this one. And I'm just leaving to be there straight away, lads. I'll see you later.
Let's not forget, viewers, that our scores are unofficial.
Yes, they are unofficial.
The other thing is that Dean Keady has now changed it around where he's laying all on top of Nick Lantouris. When the referee calls break and they're in the clinch, he's not actually stepping back, he's actually stepping forward, which is there's not against the rules. He's actually not giving Nick Lantouris any room to breathe. He's staying right on him, and he's throwing his punches with venom. Every punch is loaded. And as we come to the last round, the pair shake hands. And on my unofficial card, I have Dean Keady 2 points ahead, 68-66. How do you see it, Brian?
I think he's got the same, I think Butler's got the same, actually. I think they're identical here. I mean, different rounds, you give it different rounds, but I mean, Lantouris needs a knockout.
3 points. I've got Keady 3 points up.
Right.
Oh, good shot there from Keady. I mean, Lantouris needs a knockout to draw here, I reckon.
And I think that Nick Lantouris has kept Dean Keady in this fight. He's fought, no disrespect to Nick or his corner, but he's just allowed Dean Keady to take this fight off him. And Oh, it'd be interesting if Lantouris can have a good round here. He might just be able to favour the judges. But
here goes Lantouris.
There he goes, reflecting rights to the bodies. He walks into a big right hand of his own.
But blood coming from the nose of Dean Keady. So I mean, he's landed by a couple. Oh, good shot.
Good right hand by Lantouris.
Yeah,
Where's he
right
been?
hand.
Where's he been all these fights? Probably the wrong round to try and save a fight is the last one.
He's like the taxman, Dean Keady. He doesn't want to go away, and you won't have to go and find him. Certainly, Nick Lantouris doesn't have to go and find him. He's there in centre ring waiting for him.
Looking a bit tired now, though, Dean Keady.
Well, the fight's been fought at a very good pace, Brian, and they both
a big man it has.
Exactly. You know, we're talking cruiserweights here. In effect, really, 81 odd kilograms.
Yep.
So
good pace. Lantouris knows he's got the work to do.
He has. He's trying to bring it all out, trying to throw lots and lots of punches.
Good shot there from
Lantouris.
Lantouris.
That overhand right.
Overhand right again there from Dean Keady in the red trunks, and he looks like he's got the game sewn up. Lantouris looking for one last launch in here to Dean Keady. I mean, Keady's fought the right fight. I mean, he's used what distance he has to perfection. And that's a lazy left hand.
Little slapping left and right by Lantouris.
I mean, it's not like a snap, it's like a thud. I mean,
exactly.
And there you go, the end of the 8th round. I think Dean Keady's he's got a good victory there. I mean, I've been very surprised if the judges went against us here, Brian and Brad, but and it's good to see Dean Keady get a good result because, I mean, he was just getting warmed up when Stewart Moller stiffened him the last time here at Fort Knox, and that was a bit unusual. But, and then, you know, like as we said, I mean, I don't think Keady won the fight, but I think Lantouris lost it too.
He did. He certainly did. He kept Dean Keady certainly fighting out of his weight division. He looks like to me he's really probably just a blown up super middleweight with the height that he's got, and Nick Lantouris is a natural light heavyweight that's come back to 79 kilograms. But that was a good little fight, very well matched by Murray Thompson. And,
well, all the fights have been good so far. Even the knockout, the first fight with Niddoll Haddara against Dave Harris.
Oh, very much.
It was good while it lasted. The rest of the fights have been good, and I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the decision. What was your final tally there, Brad?
I had Dean Keady winning 78-76. I shared that last round, which is against my better judgment as a professional referee and judge. But you know, we had Dean Keady with the harder, cleaner blows, and Nick Lantouris trying his heart out to throw lots and lots of punches in order to try and peg back that difference.
Well, Brian Butler had the fight 78-75, so it'll be just interesting. And there is a prize here. It's a meal for two and free drink at the Rio Grande in Mornington.
Compliments of Dean Keady.
Compliments of Dean Keady. So
the three of us will front down there at about 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Everyone a winner, as you say, Brad.
And Shocker, you haven't changed in the 40 years that I've known you.
Well, that's right. I've still got my second dollar. Because Brian's got the first one. But we always pay our bets up, and I'm just going to be interested here. Brad, give us your score again, because we'll get the judges.
Yes, I've got Dean Keady winning 78-76.
78-76 from Brad Vicali. And B.A. Butler?
78-75. Actually, I gave that in the last round to Nick Lantouris.
78-75.
Brian, it was that sort of round, wasn't it? It was around 42 halves, and one looked spectacular as he worked for the whole. Nick Lantouris fought for the whole 3 minutes of the round. While a little of his punches were ineffective, but certainly the harder punches came from Dean Keady.
That's
well,
right.
We'll get the official decision now as we head back to centre ring with Howard Leigh.
Ladies and gentlemen, going to our scorecards, we have a majority points winner. Judge Mick Crouching gives it Lantouris 74-78. Judge John McCubbin, he couldn't separate the two fighters, 76 each of two. The final card, again, Anika Williams, 76-77, your winner, red corner, Nick Lantouris.
Controversy here at Fort Knox tonight.
Joker.
The crowd doesn't like the score.
Brad not happy with the decision.
Well, that was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen in my life.
Dean Keady certainly left the ring not happy. Can't take nothing away from that man with his back to the camera. Nick Lantouris, he fought and tried his heart out all night.
And of course, Jesper and
honestly, I cannot believe that decision.
I think what we'll find is we listen to Howard Leigh as we have a listen to Nick Lantouris, because a lot of the judges had a lot of even rounds in that fight.
It was a bit calm.
first fight was easier than this time. He really done his homework for this fight. Yeah.
So just got home, well done, Nick.
Yeah, I'm glad I won. I'm back in the winning circle again.
Felt a bit dizzy after that hook, did you?
Oh yeah, he got me a couple of times with good leg hooks, but I was fit enough to sort of shake it off.
And weathered the storm. That's it. The Golden Greek, Nick Lantouris.
Aaron Kelly, welcome back to Fort Knox, the house of stash out here in the gully. You're coming off a quick win over Barry Hancock from Queensland in your pro debut last time out here.
Yes, thanks Brian. I enjoyed last outing and looking forward to getting in tonight and getting a few rounds under my belt.
Did you find it a bit of a surprise stopping Barry Hancock there?
We didn't know a great deal about Barry, and yeah, we did obviously no predictions pro debut, don't know anything about the guy, just got in there, boxed around and things fell together, worked out.
Yeah, it certainly fell together. You dropped him with a beautiful body shot. Okay, tonight you take on pro debuter again, Sergio Liancaflio from Paulie Leighton's gym in Oakley. How do you see yourself going in that fight tonight? Do you know much about Serge?
We don't know a great deal about Serge. We know he's pretty strong, loves coming forward, southpaw. Just work on the boxing skills, I suppose, get a few rounds under our belt and see what we can do.
Okay, so no predictions tonight, Aaron?
None at this stage, Brian.
Okay, well, I'm sure the crowd will be behind you here and coming from the Fighters Factory, local boys, so you'll have all the crowd cheering you on.
No doubt, Brian. It's a great atmosphere here and I love fighting in front of pretty much a home crowd. They always stick by us. It's a good event.
Okay, well, congratulations on your career so far and good luck tonight, Aaron.
Thank you, Brian.
Sergio Liancaflio, welcome to Fort Knox and another Fighters Factory promotion here. You've recently turned professional. This is your first pro fight, I believe?
Yes, I used first pro fight. I was amateur before, so let's see what happens here.
Okay, pardon me for saying, but you know spring chicken. You started boxing a bit late, didn't you?
No, it's natural. Because I'm South American and my nose has been bent like that all the time, so...
Oh, yep, I wasn't talking about you now, I was just talking about the lines. How old are you, Serge?
Me, I'm 33.
So that's a great battle because Aaron Kelly's, I think, 30 or 31 years of age, so you both look like fit warriors.
I better be fit, you've got to be responsible here for yourself, otherwise it's no good.
Okay, well that's good. You're trained by Paulie Leighton down there in Oakley. The gym's been buzzing a lot lately. A lot of good boys coming through. How is the gym?
Oh, the gym is great over there. He just had amateur undercard a week or two or so ago. He did great. A lot of people's coming around, so it's excellent.
Okay, we brought a few fans here to cheer you on tonight, Sergio.
Oh, certainly. There's somewhere around there, so we'll hear them later.
Okay, well, you come with a reputation as a tough fighter, one who gives his all. We hope we see that from you tonight. Do you have any predictions for the bout this evening?
I try to do better in every round, better. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, good luck on your pro debut, Sergio, and I'm sure you're going to give the fans something to applaud.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to ringside the former Commonwealth and Australian welterweight champion, the decorated champ, the glamour with the hammer, Julian Holland. Julian Holland in ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing with a lot of fascination, set at super middleweight. Nika Williams is back. Voted by the Age newspaper as the best judge in Australia. Did you read that, Anika? Last Saturday, Roy Masters. Andrew Campbell voted a top liner as well. And Mick Croucher. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing. Would you welcome on my right, occupying the blue corner, with Greg Rogan stepping up to assist Murray Thompson. In amateur boxing, he was Bendigo based. He had 20 fights, 16 wins. An exciting professional debut here when he beat Tony Hancock in May on Murray's big international show. He's getting 74.60 kilograms, wearing total black trunks. Would you welcome back to centering Fighters Factory from Ashburton, Aaron K.O. Kelly. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, occupying the red corner. What a fascinating and a frightening lifestyle this young man escaped. Originally from Santiago in Chile, where he and his parents escaped the terrorist regime of Prime Minister Pinochet, dictator. He now lives in Springvale, Victoria. He's getting 74.30 kilograms. 4 amateur fights. Stepping up the plate on Pro Debut with Paul Layton and Jim Spatter in the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergio Hot Chili Liancaflio. 6 rounds of boxing. Your man in charge, Ignatius Miscellaneous.
Thank you so much for time.
Here we go, it's Chile versus Australia.
And here we go, boys. This should be another good fight on paper. It is Aaron Kelly in the blue corner from Fighters Factory and Sergio Liancaflio. Southpaw in the red trunks.
Boy, don't these boys look fit, Brian? They both look like they've done the work.
I've seen Aaron Kelly in training, sparring with Julian Holland, Leigh Purcell and stuff on my trips down to the Fighters Factory. I've seen him training there. Sergio Liancaflio comes out of Oakley Gym, having his first pro fight. Fighting there with southpaw stance. Plenty of power, both boys. And it looks like it should be a good one.
It certainly is. And Aaron Kelly, he can launch 1 or 2 punches with their southpaws. That's the first southpaw tonight, but great southpaw sitting at ringside with us tonight, Jimmy Bell.
Oh, one is great.
Yeah, Jimmy Bell's at ringside with us tonight.
One of the all-time greats, Jimmy Bell, former sparring partner of the great Lionel Rose.
Another southpaw.
Yeah, absolutely, and impossible to hit. You were hard to hit, Shocker, but Jimmy Bell, he was impossible to hit.
Well, I was normal on Jimmy's back.
Oh, is that what it was? Liancaflio in the red shorts, just taking his time. Aaron Kelly in the black shorts, purposeful, looking, watching his opponent. Very well balanced, Aaron Kelly.
Yeah. The tendency to open his hands up in front of himself, though. That's Aaron's deficit. He does.
Big swing there. They nearly. Oh, good punches from the Chilean.
Fast hands by Liancaflio. He caught Aaron Kelly napping there. He, as you said, Brian, he let his hands down. He walked into that little left cross, and that left cross from Liancaflio is coming across at a little odd angle. It's coming across at an awkward angle, and both of these boys are very tall for super middleweight, 74 kilograms. They're
big boys, isn't it?
Yep, and one wonders that they're both probably real middleweights, but they're very tall for middleweights. As Liancaflio again,
Kelly's letting the southpaw stance on Julie upset him, and she's fighting on, just fighting normal fight. We'll see what comes round. But he's letting it worry him. He's putting him off balance.
He is, and he's moving
why can't he put the other guy off balance?
Yes, exactly. Of course, Liancaflio's going first. He's thrown lots of left leads. He's certainly looking a lot confident. He's going to be well pleased with the work that he's done in this in the early stages of this first round.
He reminds me very much of that great Chilean fighter we saw years ago. Have you got a fag pal?
Oh, nice left hand again.
And most of the crowd said no thanks. got under that little right
He
leg
did,
there.
but he's got to work when he gets in there.
Make him miss, make him pay. Throwing that right hand from a little
Beautiful right hand by Kelly.
Now that's a good right hand, and he should be thrown more of there. When you fight a southpaw, you've got to launch your right hand as much as you can.
Many right hands you can. It's the only way to beat a southpaw.
And then should come out to you.
Right hand and a hook over the jab.
Exactly.
Oh, good left hook.
There it is.
Oh, that was a good finish on the round there from Aaron Kelly. As Kelly, if you look at the blue corner, Kelly walked back there. He'd be very happy, I think, with the result of the second half of that round there, because I think he let the southpaw stands unduly upset on there, Brian. How did you see that one? Brad?
Well, you know, Liancaflio has landed the left hand early. Seemed to have the edge on Kelly with his hands open, and then Kelly came back, landed a nice body shot, nice inside right hand, and then as we spoke about the left hook, he popped it over the jab right on the bell. So I called that round a draw.
What do you think Murray Thompson will be seeing in the blue corner now to Aaron Kelly?
To Aaron Kelly, I'd say that he needs to sort of say to Aaron, step up, move up on him and throw lots of right hands at this bloke. Pour out that left lead. Don't just snap it out and hit nothing, because with a southpaw you tend to hit their glove, but make sure that you're going to hit right into the face and then keep throwing that right hand. Keep this young man on his back foot, but move around to the right way. He was moving it a little earlier on, Kelly, moving around the wrong side.
Yes, well, it was a very encouraging last minute of that round.
He would be encouraged by that, because he got back into that fight. I gave Liancaflio the round, mainly because he fought for the majority of the round, and he had 2/3 to 1/3 of the round.
Well, we're in the second round of 6-3s, and this is always a good distance for boxing, 6-3s. And well, let's see what Aaron Kelly's got. I think Kelly could actually stiffen. I'm going to think Kelly could stiffen this fella.
There was a nice right leg there, just caught Kelly right on the chin by Liancaflio.
He's too wide open, Aaron Kelly. He lets the hands fall open. He wants to get into battle. He leaves his hands open so he can throw them from wide angles, but he's just getting caught by the straight shots.
Good shot from Liancaflio. Kelly trying to come back with small punches.
Good right hand. What Kelly needs to do, he needs to move to his left instead of moving to the right, standing right in front of Liancaflio, because that's why he's walking straight onto that right hand. As a little bit of blood comes from the nose of Aaron Kelly as he walks into a right hook from Liancaflio.
Oh,
there's that
beautiful left hook.
Good shot from both fighters there. He just doesn't want to let this fella get too far away from him. Start banging that right-handed. Just start banging it. He's walking into his
right. See Liancaflio trying to move to his right. Now he's moving to his left. Kelly needs to be able to block that off, but he tries to go over the top with that left hook. That's a good move, and that's a winning punch with that.
Good punches, good jabs there, good right jabs there.
That was a nice move.
Powerful left hook to the body by Aaron Kelly. I like this young man, Brian. I think he's got a lot of chance, got a lot of prospects, and he's only had, I think, 3 fights, is it, Kelly? Or
this is his second fight. He's only had 1 round as a pro.
He ended up he upended young Hancock here in his last fight.
With a body shot. Yeah. But he's got to keep his chin down and his hands up. He's a beautiful thrower of the punch. He flows with his punches when he lets them go, but he's not going to get there if he can't get that right hand and left hand out of his face.
I think once he catches up with this Liancaflio, I think I'll give him a bit of confidence.
I think so. I think he's got the powers with Aaron Kelly, no doubt. Liancaflio on the back move, Kelly stalking him, letting him know he's going to throw that right hand. That's not the way. Nice, powerful.
Got a shot from Kelly there.
Yeah. Starting to find his range a little bit, Aaron Kelly. Walks into a little right hook. Liancaflio equal to the
shot from Kelly.
Right above us here at ringside.
Capacity crowd here at Fort Knox at the Knox Indoor Netball Centre.
Yes, nice left hook, nice uppercut from Kelly, and a nice counter from Liancaflio.
Oh, headbutt there from Liancaflio.
Yeah, I want to watch that head, Ref. Go on, Kelly letting some bombs go there.
Right hand, that's certainly good.
Kelly's just lost a little bit of confidence, you know, and he shouldn't, because I don't feel like he's got much to punch. He's not a thumping puncher, but he's a hardy puncher.
Absolutely.
But as we look back at the corner now, and have a look at Murray Thompson, he's getting stuck into Kelly there, but I think he understands that he's getting really upset by the southpaw stands. How did you see that, Brian?
I scored that a 10-9 round for Liancaflio, even though Aaron Kelly scored a couple of punches over there in the exchange on the ropes and landed some nice shots. Liancaflio was able to counter and move away from there, and I just had him with his nose in front that round.
I saw it the other way, Brian. I saw it exactly the way you did in that Liancaflio fought for that whole 3 minutes. But Kelly upped the ante a little bit. He did raise the level of that round, and he threw a lot more punches. Made his opponent miss, kept him on the back foot, and just was a little bit more effective. And I rewarded him with the round on my unofficial card. So I've got to lock it all at 19 apiece at the moment.
Well, here we go for round 3 of the 6 3-minute rounds. Aaron Kelly in the black trunks and Sergio Liancaflio from Chile in the red trunks. And Les Murray there. I mean, if Kelly gets his confidence up, this is a good round to get your confidence up.
Very much, yes. Well, the nerves have settled now. Both have had a good look at each other. He's got that nice bit of rip. Aaron Kelly's hit Liancaflio with that most of that second round, and that looks like a damaging punch.
We'll see what he's made of anyway, Liancaflio, once he's been thumped.
He's certainly seen the body work on Liancaflio. He's certainly done the work in the gymnasium. Very, very well built.
Other than that, he's been at Wimmera.
Aaron Kelly equal the task, slight height advantage.
Should have let him go then.
He's just a little hesitant, Brian, isn't he? He's coming in, he's getting his opponent into position and then not throwing the punch that he needs to throw. He should.
He's got to let him go.
Yes, he does.
Well, once you get into these southpaws, I mean, you've just got to start unloading as many right hands as you can. I know it's not the way to fight, and just until you bring the fight back to you.
Exactly, and the fight will come back to you, but he's got to do the work. It's not going to come to him.
That's better.
There it is.
See, every time he connects, Liancaflio goes back to us.
What he wants to do, Aaron Kelly needs to get his left foot on the outside of Liancaflio's right leg. And that's what he's not doing. Liancaflio
right
onto that. It's a good one.
And again, Kelly's on fire.
Well done, Aaron Kelly. Liancaflio just a little unconfident now, leaning back on his back foot there now. Punching out of range.
That's it, nice work by Kelly, scoring some good shots and then making Liancaflio. There's that overhand.
The more reps you throw,
yes,
we'll bring the fight back to you.
That's a good call, Shocker Miles, because he's done that all.
Oh, nice left, that hurt him, that left hook.
That was right.
Kelly's got him bothered.
Yeah, another bad head clash there, but Kelly got him on the back foot as he walks in a little left.
Liancaflio.
He's getting a bit excited now because he knows he's getting back in the fight.
Walks into a right hand of his own, does Aaron Kelly, but confident, personified Aaron Kelly at the moment. Got Liancaflio on the back foot. God, he's purposeful, Aaron Kelly, straight at his opponent. There he is.
Nice left foot.
Yep. And what he's doing now, he's bamboozled Liancaflio. Sergio Liancaflio, that right hand again. He's thrown the right hand and then followed up by the powerful left hook, but Liancaflio fights back.
Yeah, it's really good double right, which is the right hand.
Nice right hand by Aaron Kelly. He's got some good hands, this young man. Beautiful rip. Nice right to the body and the uppercut.
Liancaflio returns it with 2 shots.
He did that good ones too, Brian. And the right hook. What a great round of boxing there. The third round of this 6 3-minute round here with both fighters going hammer and tongue, but I'd say it was a good round for Aaron Kelly in my view because he started to throw more right hands. How did you see it, Brian?
He certainly did, and that's a key to winning the fight for Aaron Kelly. Right hands and left hooks over the southpaw jab. I gave that round to Kelly 10-9. I think Liancaflio showing a lot of guts trying to counter there, but he did wear a couple of stiff punches, and that was definitely Kelly's round.
Brad? Yes, absolutely. Aaron Kelly won that round, and he won it well. He really turned up the wick in that round. So, found his confidence. It took him 3 rounds to find his range and work the southpaw out. And as we saw in the corner, Jimmy Slatter and Con Russell, there was no panic in the red corner as we looked at Aaron Kelly and Murray Thompson in the blue corner. I think Murray can be well pleased with his young charge.
Just came back at the right time, and
very much.
As we head up to the 4th round of the 6 3-minute thrilling encounter here.
Shocker, this will be the watershed round. I think you'll see this round where Kelly asserted his superiority over Liancaflio and showed him that he can hurt him. He'll get a lot of confidence from that he hit him with right hands and left hooks and uppercuts. And I think this
he's looking a little bit worried and flustered, Liancaflio, even at the start of this round.
He's on his bike already.
Well, he was calling the tune at first. And now Kelly's fought himself back in it. And I'm not just pat myself in the back, but the more right hands he threw, the stronger he got in the fight.
Well, you picked it very early, Shocker, and that's always been the way. If you want to fight a southpaw, the only way to beat them is throw lots and lots of right hands, and you'll keep them on the back foot. As Liancaflio throws his own left cross, just missed the mark with Aaron Kelly.
He's got a tendency to wait a bit too long there, Kelly. See, exactly. His hands wide open and he's getting cannon.
Now he's got right hands.
He doesn't want to let Liancaflio back in this round.
Well, he just might be a little bit overconfident, Aaron Kelly here.
Once you get that head down, you must get your head down.
So he's not hitting 4 times with that punch.
On the counter. He's throwing him from too far away.
Yes, he is. And I think what he's trying to do here, Brian, is he's trying to load up. He knows he hurt his opponent last time, and now he's trying to load up with everything. He's trying to sort of end this fight.
Well, he's looking for the quick route home, isn't he?
Exactly. It's not going to happen. I don't think he's got to let it happen. If it's going to happen, it'll happen naturally rather than make you trying to force it.
So he's got to stop going to the body with that right hand. He's paying for it.
And he's actually losing this round now,
he is.
Kelly. I mean, he's being picked off, he's being counter-punched, and no doubt good words of advice from Tim Slater and Con Russell there.
Oh, but there's a right hand.
Yeah. And it's a damaging right hand when he throws it, Aaron Kelly. Oh, nice left cross from Sergio Liancaflio. Not flustered, this young man, is he, Brian? He's,
no, pro debut, and he's not in awe at all.
Forgetful.
It's the thing with Aaron Kelly is if he doesn't fire up, he's there to be hit.
Very much.
Yes, that's right.
And that's what's happening here.
Well, the more punches he throws, the better chance he's got to win in this, and he's got to just start doing it now.
Oh, good combination.
He's let the other fella call the tune again, and he can't, pull his way back in.
Well, he's throwing punches in bunches. There's another bad head clash as the pair clash heads. It looks like Aaron Kelly's got a
That's about
little
the third
dash
or
over the
fourth
right
time. In all honesty, Liancaflio should have been warned for that. That's about the third or fourth time he's come into the head.
He's loose with his head, and he knows what he's doing with his head too. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but he knows what.
There it is again. There it is again. Watch the hits.
And Aaron Kelly hasn't, at this stage, doesn't look like he's got the ability to be able to turn this around and stop that. Instead of moving around to his right, throwing that lead, then throwing lots of right hands, as Shocker Miles suggests. That was a very good round for Sergio Liancaflio.
Certainly was.
But what he's got to go mad now in that next round, that Aaron Kelly. He should really go mad and just start throwing as many right hands and throw caution to the wind and go after it.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Brian, it looked like when we come out there, the 5th round was going to be a good one for Aaron Kelly, but he went backwards.
Yeah, he turned it all around in that 3rd round, and then the 4th round he's just like resting on his laurels, so to speak. He's definitely got to keep moving to the left, step across, throw that right hand and hook over the jab all night long.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, what you're scoring at the moment, you'd have Liancaflio a couple of rounds in front.
There we go. I've got Liancaflio a round ahead. I had them all locked up at the end of the 3rd round.
Well, it's a chance here for Kelly, right? Do you think?
Very much, yeah. I've got it to fight even. I've given the 1st round to Liancaflio, the 2nd round to Kelly, 3rd round to Kelly, and the 4th round to Liancaflio.
I'll tell you what, the way the judges have performed with that last one, I could win this one. They might just give it to me.
Kelly looks like he's come out. He's just, I'd say he's copped a little bit of a rev from his trainer, Murray Thompson. A little bit more purposeful and a little bit more speed in his punches. He looks like he means all business.
See what he's doing? He's following Liancaflio. He should be stepping across him.
Oh, good call, Shocker. He's exactly what he's doing. He's following his lead. And
step across him and bang him. You know what I mean? Like you should step right in there now and go bang. Just following him round. But I'm sure if he gets 1 or 2 in there,
Yes.
I think this might be, by the look of it might be the first southpaw Kelly's fought. Good punches there from.
Well, the fact that he's only had two fights, he's still a raw novice in effect, but he's a very good novice if you like, as he walks into another little right cross there by there it is again.
He's not following up. He's throwing the one shot, and that's how he's getting caught with the counters. He's not following up with the hooks.
And I'd say that maybe Sergio Liancaflio's probably had a reasonably good amateur career in South America over there, and he certainly knows his way around a boxing ring, Brian.
Yeah, well, yes, he does.
It's starting to show now. As
it's not his first walk in the park, I can assure you, because he's got all the little tricks in the trade.
Well, he's fighting on the back move, and he's actually counter-punching Aaron Kelly now. And Kelly, while he's purposeful, he walks straight into that little left cross again. Oh, there it is again. Oh, gee, it's a dangerous punch.
Where's the right hand?
Low percentage punch that by Aaron Kelly. Yes, wide out there as he walks straight into another little left cross, and it looks like he's run out of ideas, Aaron Kelly, sadly.
It's starting to let him go, though.
Lost by Sergio Liancaflio.
He doesn't want to get disappointed, Aaron Kelly, because he's got a lot of potential.
Very much, very, very much. And I know Murray Thompson thinks a lot of this young man, and
this will be good. This experience against the Southpaw will be very good for him.
Yeah, and what he needs to do now is throw more punches. He's just throwing punches in ones and maybe two, and he's missing where his opponent is. Oh, nice reach. That's a good lead. Nice right hand there.
He'll look at this tape and take that advice and he'll come a lot better fighter. Good shot there from Kelly.
Yeah. Well, he's backing his opponent up and keeping him on the back foot.
Is it too much too late? But he's still in there. 6-3s.
Got good defensive skills, Liancaflio.
Yeah.
Difficult man to hit.
And his head's always there too.
Oh, very dangerous head.
Oh, nice left hook.
The face of of Aaron Kelly says it all. Blood all over his face. That's another good round for Sergio Liancaflio in the red corner.
Well, if he's got to do something, he's got to do it this time. But I thought that, Kelly, showed a bit more confidence there.
Well, he did. He looked a little bit more purposeful, and he certainly looked a little bit more busier. But in the effective aggression states, he didn't hit his opponent enough. And to win a round, you've got to hit your opponent. Yeah.
How do you see that one, Brian?
Look, I agree with Brad on that one. I gave that round to Liancaflio again. As much as Kelly closed the gap, and he just wasn't able to let him go. And Liancaflio was able to get out of those exchanges and land the more telling shots. And a couple of beautiful right leads by Liancaflio.
Oh yeah. And he just was able to just pick up Aaron Kelly off with those leads, and Aaron just not throwing punches in bunches. And it must be frustrating to Murray Thompson, as ever the professional. It's a very, very good matched fight as well.
Well, I'm going to predict this will be the best round for Kelly. I just think
Kelly's got to knock him out.
Yes, he does.
And that could happen.
Although I only have Liancaflio 1 point ahead, 48-47. If Kelly pulls out a very good round here, there's that beautiful right lead again by Sergio Liancaflio. Kelly walks onto the uppercut and the hook as he tries to load up with his own big right hand that missed. Oh, good shot. Oh, that hurt.
That's better from Kelly. Oh, a nice left hand from Liancaflio.
Yeah, just coming across
when he's throwing in.
Yes, it is. Barry becoming frustrated now. Got a little nick over the left eye, just on the side of the eye. And he's just sort of run out of ideas, and he's still in there trying his absolute heart out. Credit to you, young man, because he's got a lot of skills, this young man. I think he's going to go places in this.
Well, he's getting hit by heads and elbows and everything here.
He certainly is.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't been cautioned for his head or his elbows.
Well, the elbows are prominent.
Very much, very much. That's a nice right lead by Liancaflio. Now he moves around to his left, keeping Kelly off balance. And actually, even on the inside, Brian, Aaron Kelly's not effective. You know, you would have thought.
Not at the moment, no, he's not. He's just not letting them go in at the right places.
He's also trying to counterpunch his opponent, and it appears that Liancaflio has just a slight edge in reach because he's been able to hit, as Aaron hits him with a nice little left hook right on the side of the temple.
And he counters with that lead.
He does, yeah. Aaron trying to set his opponent up, keeping him on the back foot.
He hasn't got enough left to do it though.
I don't think so. His opponent just picking him off at will.
I'd like to see him go with that right rip under the body under Liancaflio's left over.
Very much.
He keeps dropping over that side, but he's just not letting the punch go.
He's certainly fighting the fight out, Aaron Kelly. Both boys becoming a little tired, just a little bit untidy. You can understand that.
Kelly wanting to bring it home now.
Certainly looked apart.
Oh, some good shots from Kelly. Counter right hook from
body punches.
Liancaflio. Best round by Kelly.
Oh, good round by Aaron Kelly so far. Nice left lead by Kelly. Short right misses the target. Liancaflio looking a little tired, a little weary.
He is. Kelly knows what he's got to do here.
Oh, nice left lead by Aaron Kelly as the bell goes for the end of the 6th round.
That was a good finish by Aaron Kelly.
Good round by Aaron Kelly.
A good fight by Sergio Liancaflio.
I'd almost give that a 10-8 round to Kelly there. He's just all pressure, nothing coming back from Liancaflio in the last minute and a half of that round.
Well, I actually scored the round to Kelly, but not by 10-8, so that gives me a drawn contest.
Well, I wouldn't say too much after the last... but we've still got to play our game here.
Isn't it strange, though, Brian and Shocker? I mean, I thought that Liancaflio looked like he was the better fighter. Take nothing away from Aaron Kelly as we see the gloves coming off from Sergio Liancaflio. He can be well pleased with his effort tonight.
But I spoke to Ron Russell after the last fight with Dean Keady, and he said he thought Mick Lantouris had lost it. So I mean, the sentiment to just go and fight it out. So the judges did get it way wrong.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and they could get it wrong, and I mean they could be concentrating on different judges.
Some of them are human.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
I've got them all locked up.
I've got this a draw. I've got a 48 apiece. Sorry, 57 apiece.
Same as me, Brad.
57 apiece, and
Liancaflio's going to win this Macanta.
All people in ceremony. Okay, we have this broadcast. Here he goes once again, like all our fights tonight. Almost all our fights. Judge Mick has it 56-58, Aaron Kelly. Judge Anika Williams gives it 56-58, Sergio Liancaflio. One each. The final and deciding card, Judge Andrew Campbell gives it 57-57, a drawn contest. A draw.
Well done.
I was going to call it because while we can see that both judges, and let me tell you this, in the product of scoring this fight, I had it 57 apiece. You had it 57 apiece. One judge had it 56-58. Now that is only one round out. That's okay. So, and the other judge had it 56-58. That was one round out on the other way. So had I have scored, you know, it's maybe instead of giving Anika Williams a scored a round that we've given an even round, or we've given it to the blue, and she's given it to the red. So therefore, it's just that one round out. If she had have gone the other way, it would have been 57 and one tank. It would have been 57 a point.
Well, one thing. I'm very proud of you boys because you've knocked it off, and we've got a draw. It was a draw,
but it was a good fight. I think both boys can hold their head up high, and it was a hard fight. It was a bruising fight. Certainly, Liancaflio, surprisingly, I thought, was the better fighter on the night.
Look there, D79. Thank you, Vladio. Congratulations. Come in the center ring, Vladio. Thank you, Vladio. How about a big kiss for the ladies, Vladio? Well done. Wow, he's got them all. Bill, come across and tell us about the montage before Phil Pearson starts the auction. All right, we've got a magnificent series of photographs of the great champ. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Los Angeles Olympics is a young man, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali. Phil Pearson is going to commence the auction. Sean, can I have a bit more volume, please? Sean, a bit more volume, please.
Thank you, thank you. Now's your one and only chance, probably your one and only chance, to buy something just like this, signed by Muhammad Ali, aka Cassius Clay. He's not going to sign too many more of these, folks, and this thing will appreciate in value as years go by. And if you want to buy something, a good investment, you couldn't do much better than this. But you don't get the two girls on each end. All you do is get the thing in the middle. When we see a starting bid, I know what I think it's worth. I want to know what you think it's worth. I see 5,000 to start me. I'll take it if you keep waving at me, mate. All you got to do is wave. 3,000 to start me anywhere. 3 to start me. Call it out. 3,000 anywhere to start. 3,000 anywhere. 3 I've got. At 3,000 out here. At 3,000. At 3,000 I'll take the 200 in the bidding. At 3,000 out here. At 2 now. At 3,2. At 3,002. At 3,204. At 3,4. At $3,400. At 3,4. At 3,4. At 3,4,6. At 3,6 out here. At 3,6 at 3,600. At 3,008. At 3,008 now. At 3,800. At 3,000. You can join in out here if you like. At 3,008. At 3,800. At 3,4. At 4,000 new blood. At 4. At 4,000. At 4. At 4,000. You're done now. Call it out or I can't see you. 4,000. The bidding's out here. At 4. At 4,000. At 4,000. Take a little too. Are you out here? At 4,000. First call. $4,000. First call. Second call at 4,000. Are you bidding, mate? It's a good way to spend $1 waiting. Are you bidding? Who's bidding? Put your hand up. $4,000 I've got at 4. You're all silent. Third and last call. Who's that? 4,000. Third and final call. Well, folks, as that's as far as we're going to get, we'll run it down at $4,000. You're silent. All silent at 4. So will the gentleman out here come up and see us over there at the booth, would you mind? Thank you very much. Thank you, folks. Have a good night.
Phil, the final price was 4,000 even. Bill, tell us about your shop and Eastland.
The store's in Superstars and Legends. It's Eastland Shopping Centre, right opposite the centre stage. Come out and see Jim and myself. We'll look after you. All kinds of sports and all kinds of memorabilia. Come out and see us.
Thanks, Bill, very much. Bill just said the Superstars and Legends. Come out and see them.
Reid, welcome back to Melbourne and back to Fort Knox.
It's good to be back here. Looking forward to tonight. Ready to go.
Great, you're always keen and ready to fight. You're just coming off a fight in Townsville a few weeks ago with Ty Cameron, over 6-3s. I believe that was a disputed draw, that fight.
Yeah, it was very disputed. We won every round. We sent the tape of the fight to the Brisbane officials. They agreed that it was a wrong decision, but I'll just carry on from there and hopefully have a win tonight.
Okay, tonight you take on the fast improving Victorian light heavyweight champion Stewart Moller out of the Murray Thompson stable. Do you know much about Stewie Muller, and secondly, how do you see the fight going tonight?
I've been watching the tape of his last fight with Brown Eni. I've had a lot to do with Brown Eni. He was in our club for a lot of years, and by looking at the way I used to carry Brown and I don't think I'm going to have a problem with Stewie.
Okay. For the fight fans here, that's we know Brown and I is Voodoo Brown. And tonight, do you have any predictions for the fight tonight, Brad?
Yeah, I'd say might go the rounds, but I'm going to chet it in.
Okay, yeah, strong call there from Brad Reid. Well, good luck tonight. The fight fans love to see you fight here, Brad. You were really popular in year 2000. You got round of the year and almost fight of the year here with Dean Gaither, which was a right raw battle.
That was one of my hardest fights. It was a real crowd pleaser, that fight.
Okay, well, I'm sure the crowd will get right behind your fight tonight, Brad, and good luck.
All right, thank you.
We're coming up for our semi-main event. It's Church rolling on. We have by 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. What a big week. It's Kickboxing.
Voices of theory, dark voices, near me, all around, and reason is drowned by the sound of clamour. The pound of the hammer is confusion, illusion, plunged into shadows and mist. I catch my breath, frightened, but I will not face death still unwind.
Come on down, we're continuing the Canavan, Michael Canavan Memorial Tribute Show here tonight at Fort Knox. Murray Thompson, thanks you very much on behalf of Fighters Factory. Show number 16 is rolling. We're coming to stage number 6. Non-stop action in centre ring. Part of the Quality Fighters Factory promotion. Your judges, the semi-main event. Andrew Campbell and Nika Williams, Michael Croucher, your ringside position, Dr. John Jury, head of our medical team, timekeeper of the belt, Damien Membry. When the bell tolls for the first of 8 rounds of boxing, your man in charge of the action, the man with the black bow tie and the black and white Collingwood outfit, Long John McGovern. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing in the super middleweight and interstate contest. Occupying the red corner on my left, making his second appearance at Fort Knox. He fought Dean Gaither to a standstill here only 2 years ago. He's a promoter, boxer, 30 years of age with a professional record of 8 fights, 4 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. At 19 years of age, he broke a hip. Medical opinion said he'd never box or play participant sport again. But Brad Reid, with the help of Gonzo Gerard Hooper, turned that around. He won 3 national amateur championships, 72 fights, 60 wins. Tonight's getting 75.80 kilograms. He's flown all the way from Toowoomba, Queensland, from the Platinum Promotions Boxing Club. With you welcome, Mr. Bad Intentions, Brad Reid. Wearing black trunks. Ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, he's on a big roll with Murray Thompson. He's a Victorian champion, aiming for national honours here in September. Ladies and gentlemen, from Calorama, he's a hot shot, also scaling 75.80 kilograms, former national kickboxing champion, wearing those familiar purple with black trunks. Would you welcome the Calorama Kid from the Fighters Factory, Stewart TNT Dynamite Moller. John McCullough. This is our semi-main event of the evening. Good, Stewart, here it goes. Tommy Matt, yeah.
Well, boys, we're back into the action, and this is the main support. Stuart Muller in the black and purple trunks. Local boy from Blackburn at the Fighters Factory. And Cortez B.A. Butler, one of the biggest potential guys in the game, against Brad Reid from up your way, Brad Purcell.
Yeah, he's from up at Townsville, Brad Reid, trained by Gonzo Hooper, and a very, very nice young man outside the ring, and not a bad little fighter inside the ring either. But I think tonight he'll have his work cut out against Stewie Muller. Stewie, who's a little earlier, 2 weeks ago, we've approved a challenge for Stewart, the challenge for the Australian super middleweight champion against the four-time champion Mark Bagheero, and that fight's going to be held down here on September 13. The Australian National Boxing Federation have approved that fight, so this is just a warm-up fight for Stewie Muller.
Well, these warm-up fights can always be dangerous, so
very much.
I mean, you've got to really go on your mettle,
and especially against this young man, Brad Reid, because he can put them together. As you just saw that beautiful little short right hand, left hook that just missed the mark, Stewie Muller, but Muller's a professional, and that's a nice short right hand. Muller
two nice rips and a left hook from Rudy.
Could be the warm-up for the warm-up.
I think this is going to be a cracker, gents.
This will.
Well, the fights have been good so far. Judges terrible, food's good.
Food's great.
Yeah, a few people have been coming up to us and really asking about some of these decisions. Oh, big swings there. And nearly knocked your hairpiece off, Brad.
Certainly did. Can't have that down now, can we?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good fight. 8 3-minute rounds, a good distance.
Muller looks like he's the more powerful puncher, and indeed he is the powerful puncher. And
he's very fit too, doesn't he?
Yes, yeah. He's a professional, Stewie
One
Muller.
thing Murray Thompson doesn't do at the Fighters Factory in Blackburn is turn out fighters who don't look fit. I mean, they always look like they can do the distance, you know.
Well, he's got a principle that if you don't show up for training, or if you're not ready to fight, he'll pull you out of that fight. So if you haven't done the work, and of course Brian and Chocky, you'll both know that this is a very, very unforgiving sport, and if you haven't done the work, you'll get found out. And that goes for all aspects of the sport, whether you're a trainer, or whether you're a fighter, or whether you're a bucket boy. And if you haven't committed and haven't made the sacrifices, another nice little short right hand to the breadbasket from Stewie Muller. But
straight back Brad Reid with the right hand.
Yeah. He's not phased by Stewie Muller.
No, and I'd say the power's an even matchup here tonight. Look, Rudy, dropped Dean Gafer here with some huge punches, and Gafer's one of those blokes, against David Steenson again,
big road round right.
Money, overhand right by Brad Reid.
As we said, I mean,
what a shot.
As we said, this could, like this is a warm-up fight, and we're a fight ahead of ourselves.
Rudy's coming off a disputed draw against Ty Cameron up in Townsville.
And that was a good
one. Apparently they've sent the tape in to the officials, and apparently it's been claimed as a disgusting decision.
Well, it has, and the Queensland branch of the Australian National Boxing Federation spoke about the decision at its last monthly meeting.
Well, that was, that fight there, that was going on according to plan. Stuart Muller taking up this end to see a hometown crowd warm up for his big fight. And as we said, anything can happen. And sure it did, Brad, because
Rudy can bang.
Yes, he can. And these are always dangerous fights. Because what the job for Murray has got to do here is keep Stewie Muller focused on the man in front of him, not the man that's coming. Keep him focused on the man that's in front of him. He's got to fight this fight. He's got to win this fight. He's got to win it well in order to be able to go on to challenge for the national title. And
it's not a warm-up, is it? How do you score that round, B.A. Butler?
Oh, that's a 10-8 round for Rudy.
Absolutely, yeah. There wasn't much in the round, although Rudy was having a go. Muller looked like he was just starting to assert his authority, but that little short overhand right, little semi-bolo, and there it is again.
Jesus,
Stewie's got a block.
Rudy's jumped straight on top of Muller.
this is what he did to doing go for and then run out of puff.
Look at Reid go, he's got him pinned and he is cool as.
Stewie's not phased by that punch actually. He's he's quick recovery.
Isn't he?
Very much. Very much, yes.
Nearly as good looking as you, Brad, you dad.
Almost, yeah. Thanks very much, and as you. There goes that dangerous right hand by Brad Reid. I'd say that Gonzo Hooper has worked very, very hard on that and trying to expose one of the weaknesses of Stewie Moller. But I was just looking at the face of Murray Thompson when that little short right hand came over, as Reid lines up that right for the body. There's that little right hand again by Stewie Moller. Very good punches, and they certainly caught the attention of Brad Reid.
Well, he's fighting back well, Moller, isn't he?
He's a professional.
But this is a good hard fight. I mean, we're talking about a warm-up fight for a title fight, but I mean, any one of these guys could go forward. I mean,
oh yeah.
Well, I was talking to Gonzo Hurt earlier. They're hoping.
There's that right hand again.
He has hurt Stewie Moller.
I'll tell you something. This fella's got the country fight. He's got a bit of dash and class.
Very much.
Well, Rudy and Hooper are hoping that a win over Stewie Moller here today will catapult them into the Australian title soon.
Well, it'll certainly upset the apple cart for Stewie Moller. This is a fight that
he must win.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's hard to keep this young man focused on the opponent in front of him, but he's certainly got the goods, and the fight's not over yet, not by a long way.
But at the moment, I'd say Brad Reid would be happier with the way it's going. A good overhand right there from Muller in the red corner.
Good body puncher.
He's a good body puncher, Rudy.
Terrific body puncher.
Beautiful body punch. I remember watching him in the amateurs when I was up in Cairns, and geez, I tell you what, not many kids you see let them go from the body, but old Brad Reid used to bang them away to the body for 3 threes.
We're very impressed with Brad Reid
so
far.
That damaging little right hand again, just in the clinch. He just hit Moller on the ear of that, and Stewie now just looking a little bit pensive, just a little bit uncertain.
That was a good right hand there. If that had connected, anything could have happened there.
And another good right hand by Stewie Moller as well. Just a little short right hand hit Brad Reid right on the chin.
Brad Reid's a very confident fighter, isn't he? It looks like he's got all the moves, he's got all the punches, and he's trying to work out Moller before he even gets there.
Oh, and he got under that right hand beautifully. Notice the way he just slipped under the right hand, made him miss, but didn't make Stewie Moller pay there. He should have come up with that little left hook after getting under that right hand, but that was a very, very good move.
Stewie's actually got nice boxing skills. He's walking up after Rudy here, and Rudy's trying to set him up for that overhand right.
He is.
I'd like to see him in the same way that Purcell pursued Cortiz to no advantage. I'd hate to see Stewie Muller do the same thing here and smother his boxing skills.
Very much. And I thought that was another good round for Brad Reid. There wasn't a lot in the round, but Reid was busy. He came straight out and jumped straight onto Stewie Muller, trying to press the advantage. Muller sort of fought back and came back with some very, very good, powerful body shots. But Reid boxed that whole round out. He fought that whole round, and he's very, very mobile, moving, using every part of the ring. Stewie Moller just trying to load up a little bit there, Shocker, and he's powerful with his hands, Stewie Moller, and heavy-handed. And of course, I think that he was just trying to slow Brad Reid down with those heavy punches. But
looking a little distressed in the corner.
I think he's been
over
shot
there, Stewie, and he's looking up here at Brad Reid. I think he is a bit, but like you said, concentrate on the man in front of you, Brad. Exactly. That's what he's going to do tonight.
It's always the worst thing when you've got a fight lined up after the fight you're fighting, isn't it?
Yes,
because your mind's halfway there.
And you can fall into that. So how many times have we ever seen it happen, Shocker? It's just so is there's that nice left hook right hand. That's a good punch by Stewie Moller.
Yep. Brad Reid can be hit. He tends to tire a little bit, and he drops his hands a bit, and he is open. And
but
he's very explosive early on.
His hip movements is fantastic. I mean, the way Reid crosses his, back.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he uses his hips and he gets little short punches in.
Well, he's a very good.
Stewie's holding that right hand very low in front of his chin. That's why Rudy's
been able to come over the top. Yeah.
Oh, there it is again.
Yeah, just missed the mark. But you notice what he's doing.
Oh, beautiful body shot from Stewie Muller.
Yeah, that hurt.
That hurt, Rudy.
Got Reid on the back foot here.
He's going to try and go to the body.
Yep.
Oh, has that got power in that?
Powerful punch that. Threw that from the
down your way.
It did.
This kid could be Les Darcy.
looks to me like Stewie Muller's trying to settle himself down, not worry about the head attack coming from Brad Reid. He's trying to work the body of Brad Reid. There's that little short right hand follow. Oh, it's a good left hook. That certainly caught Stewie's attention.
Yeah, certainly did.
Off balance too.
Oh, gee.
Rock on his heels there. Good shoe Muller, but Muller comes back.
As he tees off on Brad Reid with those body shots, Stewie Muller.
A right cross over the top from Reid, came back.
This is a good little fight.
This is a classic.
Brad Reid just a little bit in a bit of too much of a hurry there.
Yeah,
trying to, he walked into a little right uppercut from Stewie Muller. That's a dangerous punch. Muller just sitting there ready.
What he doesn't realise is Stewie can bang a bit as well. So he's got to be very careful in there.
Well, if this goes the distance, this is going to be a great test for these guys.
Absolutely. Another short right hand by Reid. He's got Muller on the ropes and he's just punishing him away, but Stewart just trying to go with him. He does.
Good uppercut from Muller.
Good short right uppercut by Muller. A little bit of head work in there by Brad Reid. Just a little bit of head massage from Reid. Doesn't need to do that. He's in charge of this fight at the moment. Trying to be a little bit too cute.
The Muller's fighting his way.
Nice body shots. Two good body shots.
Body punches.
That might be the key for Stewie Muller.
Yeah, Stewie Muller in the
Reid's breathing heavy
in the black and purple trunks. Although on our screen they look like they're blue, but you can call it black and blue if you like. We can see it on the screen. But powerfully built young man, as is young Brad Reid from Townsville. This is with the overhand right. And of course,
getting out of the way of him now, Stewie. He's tucking up a bit.
He's hit Reid with that little short right uppercut again.
But how thick is this Brad Reid?
He's hurt him to the body, I think.
He did hurt him there.
And again,
there's the right uppercut again. Good punch by as the bell goes to end round 3.
Well, I give that round to, personally, I give that round to Stewie Muller. He landed some good shots on the inside, and it might be a turning round for Stewie.
Well, I can't argue with that, Brian. I gave it an even round by virtue of the fact that Brad Reid won the early part of the round, was very mobile, throwing lots of punches. Muller started to tee off on him, worked to the body and slowed him up with body punches, and then those couple of little short right uppercuts that certainly hit the mark, very accurate. And they're telling punches, those Brian, and maybe they might be the telling telling of the fight. They could in fact turn this fight in favour of Stewart Muller. And
well, if you look at Muller in the corner, he's listening to Murray Thompson here because. I reckon Murray's saying to him, you've got to start lifting your game here a bit because this fella, he's excited. Brad Reid's excited, isn't he?
Absolutely, and he's full of beans at the moment, Brad.
How do you have it, lads?
I have it 30-27. I should scored that an even round, but I have it 30-27 in favour of Brad Reid by virtue of a 10-8 round in the first round, 10-9 round in the second round, and the third round was even.
Yeah, I've got it 29-27 to Reid. I've got him 2 points ahead.
Well, here we go. The fourth stanza of these 8 3-minute. What a classic fight.
Rudy always comes to fight and he comes to win.
And he's a great sportsman, terrific sportsman. Nice young man out of the ring, as I said.
Well, this is one of them good fights where the commentators here, we don't have to talk the fight up.
Exactly. I mean, what you see is what you get with these two young men. There's no big pardons. Probably good sportsmen, and in there there's nothing to give away. They just give it their all.
It's turned out to be a great semi-main event.
Oh, very much. Looking forward to our main event tonight. Peter Tovio from New Zealand takes on the former Australian junior welterweight champion Stephen Marks in what should be a terrific fight. Marks looking to get back on the winner's circle after losing his Australian title to the African King Fred Knuthia, as we saw Brad Reid again with that powerful right hand hitting Stewart Muller right on the cheekbone.
Muller's laughing, but Brad Reid's deadly serious.
Very much.
He's such a nice boxer if he's on the back foot, Stewie Muller, but he just loves to fight.
Ooh. And what's happening here is that Brad Reid's moving around to Muller's left, not allowing him to try and set for that right hand. Stewie just a little bit flat foot, typical puncher Stewie Muller, and Brad Reid moving around the circle on the balls of his feet, moving around to the left as we see there, keeping him off balance, keeping him guessing. Just one little sector in this fight we've noticed every round where Stewie Muller's been able, he's got the ability to be able to back Brad Reid up into the corner, nicely as Reid walks onto that left hand, backs him up into the corner and then just starts to tee off with that little short right hand, just like he did then. Yeah. Throws the left lead again, there's the right hand.
Actually, both fighters are missing a lot in this round, aren't they?
Yeah. Yes. Well, they're trying to stay out of each other's range.
I think this is a turning round.
Well, this is the fourth round of 8, and I mean, both fighters are starting to get to know each other, and they're starting to miss each other.
Got a very good work rate, is Brad Reid.
Oh yeah, he looks good.
Oh, that was a nice whip.
Hit him right on the arm, but a powerful punch there. Powerful punches by Stewart Moller.
Moller pins a guy back in the
it's a big right hand.
Reid swings him all back. Reid not to be denied. Turns him round.
Left grips to the body, short right hand to the head. He's equal to the task, Brad Reid.
Yeah, great exchanges from both fighters there.
He's come here with upset on his mind. He hasn't come down to Melbourne to lose. Good to see John Briggs from Brisbane in the corner of Stewie Moller. In the corner of Brad Reid as well, helping out Gonzo Hooper.
Good finish there from Stewart Moller.
Yep.
And good rip in the body there, but I mean, this one is going to be one that really tests the judges. The judges we've called them off the mark a little bit, but two good fighters, and there's a prize here for both fighters. I mean, we can call it a warm-up. Waller's probably got his mind on the other job, and that's getting the title fight, but Brad Reid said, I can pinch this, I can get this.
He can cause the upset of the evening, Brad Reid.
There's no pressure on him either.
None whatsoever. He looks like he's immaculately prepared. What do you think, Brian?
Certainly is, Rudy, and he'd be very disappointed coming off that disputed draw with Ty Cameron. And look, you know, Rudy comes to fight, and he likes to win. You know, if he loses, he knows he loses, and he'll cop that. But yeah, he doesn't like the decision to be taken away from him.
Oh no, take nothing away from Ty Cameron. He's a good little fighter, good little redheaded southpaw, and a good young man. But certainly there was a little bit left to be desired in the scoring of that fight.
Well, he'll go round 5 of the 8th round, 8-3 between Stewart Moller and the black and purple, and Brad Reid and the all black from Townsville. What a classic fight this has been so far. 8 3-minute rounds. Brad Reid lit him for the body. Moller the bigger puncher, so we see it.
Certainly I look at Stewie Moller, he's got the job ahead of him at the moment. He's, as our old friend from TV ringside, Merv Williams, to say, he's the boy with the wheelbarrow. He's got the job ahead of him, but
and he's got to push it.
Well, with 4 rounds down, I've got him 4 points behind. I gave that last.
Nice work with a right hand by Muller.
That hurt Brad Reid.
Uppercuts to the body and the head, following up the overhand right.
As Reid comes back with a left and right of his own, not to be denied. By golly, his game with Brad Reid.
Yeah, always he ever.
Oh, two nice right hands by Muller. It could come down to fitness here in this one. Brad Lutz looks like he's blowing a bit in this round.
Yeah, those body shots are starting to take their toll, Brian. And what Stewie Moller's doing is throwing the left, throwing the right to the head, then going bang, 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 and working.
Big right hand on Brad Reid.
That hurt Brad. Brad's in trouble over that.
He is in trouble.
Big right hand by Stewie Moller. He senses victory here. He's got Brad Reid in trouble. Good to go. And John McCubbin's going to put a standing 8. That's classed as a knockdown. The rope saved Brad Reid from going down.
John McCubbin's got to ask the question, do you know where you are? Brad Reid's looking a bit wobbly.
Oh, he's in trouble, Brad.
They're looking so good before too.
This is important for Stewie Moller. He must finish this.
He's got to finish off strong here. He's got Mark Bagheero, 4 times Australian champion, super middleweight and middleweight, trained by Angelo Hyder down there in Wyong. Very important
fight.
Back
comes Brad Reid.
Oh, nice.
Here's Reid coming back. Don't let the
that was there, but what a right hand.
Brad Reid's got a ton of courage here.
Rocking right hand.
And this fighter's got everything.
Rudy's struggling here though to find his feet.
He is. He's certainly trying to clear the cobwebs, trying to stay out of trouble.
The bell would help him now.
Brad Reid needs that bell, but here he comes back again, banging away to the body, both boys.
Shot to the head from Reid.
How much courage has this young Brad Reid got? Moller comes in with lefts and rights. There's a beautiful left lead by Stewart Moller. Right over the top by Brad Reid.
Great shot from Brad Reid, and
what a terrific round of boxing we've got.
He missed that one, and he's disappointed.
Yeah, don't show your frustration, son.
Ever the professional Brad Reid, Stewie Moller, cool, calm, collected, winning this round very well.
That barrel just got a bit lighter.
Just off the mark, that one.
Brad, that barrel just got a little bit lighter.
You know what? Ominous signs here for Stewie Moller as
a great round of boxing. The end of round 5, and it's a 3-minute contest between Brad Reid from Townsville and Stuart Muller from the Fires Factory Blackburn, and it doesn't get any better than this.
What a way to pull back a 4-point deficit, Brad Reid.
Well, Bradford Kelly and Brian Butler, we said that Muller was way behind. He had the job in front of him, but that job's just got a little bit closer now, Brad, because it was a great round. But
he can be well pleased. Yep, he can be well pleased what his efforts in round 5. The knockdown, the right hand that came, the left hook that came on top of it, slumped Brad Reid to the ropes. The rope stopped him from going down. It's a good call by referee John McCubbin, who properly stepped in and put an 8 count on. It wasn't a standing 8, it was a knockdown to be classed as a knockdown, and it's a 2-point round.
How do you see it, Brian Butler?
Well, I called that a 10-8 round for Stewie Moller, and I've got them all locked up right now.
And
I have 2 points to Brad Reid still.
2 points to Brad Reid. So this is a thrilling encounter here. We go into the sixth round of this
6th of
8 3-minute rounds, and you don't have to say too much in this fight. You just let the picture tell the story.
Absolutely. I think the tide of this fight has certainly turned. I think that Stewie Moller is in the box seat at the moment. Brad Reid come out, started like wildfire, and the body punches of Stuart Moller certainly began to take their toll. And Reid is still very, very mobile, Shocker.
Well, unlike the Ellis Mundine fight, I mean, this is a real boxing match. And, all credit to these boys.
Absolutely. Both boys immaculately prepared by their trainers. Murray Thompson in charge of Stewie Moller down at the Fighters Factory in Blackburn, and Brad Reid up at Townsville with Gonzo Hooper.
Shot there
there's a left hook on Reid. But that's certainly sorted up Brad Reid. He's on the back foot there as Moller misses with a little right uppercut, the clubbing right hand. That certainly hurt Brad Reid. He's in trouble in the neutral corner. Moller wailing away to the body with lefts and rights. He's got Reedy in trouble again. There's that right hand as Reid fights back.
He always come back with Reid.
What a terrific fight. How much heart has Brad Reid got?
Well, he was taking a pounding down, and he still managed to fire 2 or 3 good body shots back.
They are powerful punches, Brian. You can hear the crack on those punches from where we are. This is an absolute war.
Good shot to the body from Brad Reid.
Nice little short right hand to the rib cage.
Well, the left hook caught him, but Reedy's up to the task, fires back with his own left hook.
What he's doing, Stewie Moller's either throwing the right hand first, followed by the left hook, or throwing the left hook followed by the right hand.
Big left hook from Brad Reid.
Yep. And Stewie walked straight onto that. He got under the right hand, and he came straight up and walked straight onto that left hook. That's a dangerous punch to
Weller's willing to trade one to get to him.
I think so.
Good shot from Weller.
Big body shot. That hurt.
Murderous body punch right under the rib
Good
cage.
shot from Reid over the top. A bit of the stings went out of Reid's punches, but he's still landing.
Well, Reid is trying to counter-punch Moller now, and he's on the back foot, working there. He doesn't need to stand there on the ropes while Moller tries to tee off with the big punches as the pair clash heads again.
Weller pushing Reid back. Reid comes back with a sneaky right cross there.
He actually out-jabbed Stewie Moller there, didn't he, with that left lead?
He did.
It was a good effort by Brad Reid. Shorter of the two, shorter reach.
Oh, good clubbing right there from Muller in the blue corner.
Well, what Stewie Moller's doing there, he's making Brad Reid go back, and Brad Reid's just going back in a straight line, Brian. He's not moving to the side.
His angles, that's
exactly.
right, Brad.
He needs to come in from the side, get some angles, step to the side, twist on that front foot, don't go straight back. That's better work there.
Yeah, lovely turn there from Reid. He got himself right out of trouble there by
He's got some good skills, young Brad Reid. I've seen him fight a couple of times. He's got terrific skills.
Good skills.
Stewie Moller recognises that.
End of the 6th round there. This is a classic contest. Brian, I'll tell you what, Moyles came back, and he's came back well. I'll be interested to see what you've got in your scorecard.
Look, I scored that round again for Stewie Muller. We're a 10-9 round. Stewie certainly, like Brad said, he was backing Rudy up and using his jab a bit and working that right hand round of the body, left hand round of the body. I think Stewie's in control of this fight now.
I agree with you,
How'd you go, Brad?
Yeah, I gave that round to Stewie Moller as well. 10-9 round for Stewie Moller. Brad Reid's just slowed down a little bit. The body shots are starting to take their toll. It looks like he's just run out of a few ideas now. After the knockdown, that was a beautifully executed punch back in the 5th round, and that certainly slowed Brad Reid down. And I think the tide of the fight has turned. As we said in that 6th round, the tide of this fight has turned. I've still got, by virtue of the first 2 rounds, Brad Reid 1 point ahead.
Well, it's a classic encounter, and this is a warm-up for the main event, a warm-up for a title fight. You're going to be hot tonight. Brad Reid in the black trunks, and Stewart Moller, the local boy, in the black and purple trunks. And it's a seesawing battle here with Brad Reid still on his feet, and he looked to be out 2 rounds ago, and he's still there.
That's courage personified by this young man. Stewie Moller now controlling centre ring, stalking Brad Reid, making Brad Reid work. Reid moving around to his left.
Good job from Reid there.
Yeah,
back
for his time. But there goes Moller again with lefts and rights. Good hard body shots there. He walks into a little right uppercut. Does Brad
the heads, boys.
He's still trying.
Nice body shot.
That was a hurtful punch, that one, Brian.
Now Barry good shots there. Left right there from Brad Reid. Right on the button. Good left right.
He's having a red hot go, Brad Reid.
How is he ever?
And yet it's strange, this young man doesn't get a lot of sparring up there in Townsville, doesn't fight on a regular basis like the boys down here, but this kid is something special.
Yeah, he certainly is. I'd love to see him in the big city.
Oh, very much. And it's testament to his trainer, Jared Gonzo Hooper up there in Townsville, a terrific man, Gonzo.
Yeah.
Very funny man, almost as funny as you, he's shocker.
Is he? Well, I'll have to make an amends to that. Oh, good shot.
Oh, good right hand by Rudy.
The pair clash heads again, but...
that's a body shot.
And Moller's letting them go now. Big bomb.
Yes. Just starting to take control now, Stewie Moller. He's settled down nicely now. Just in control, making Brad Reid use all of the ring. Brad Reid's got the punches, he's got the skills, he makes Moller miss, goes over the top with the right hand. Is it enough to keep this powerful punching young man from Victoria, who's set to fight for the Australian super middleweight title on September 13 here at Fort Knox? And you'll see that live on Fox Sports right round Australia.
Well, he's got to see this one here, he's got to get it out.
He does.
He's got to get over this one here. Brad Reid's he's not going to give up, because he's going to push back now.
Look at that! Look at that! That's some rights by Brad Reid. What a Stewie Moller. And Stewie Moller comes back. Weren't they magnificent, speedy punches?
Ties him up just near the blue corner.
That was actually 4 great punches there. And Moller just didn't have a reply. They just kept on coming.
He's He's coming in and out of the round now, Brad Reid. He's trying to find his range again, trying to find his confidence again. There he is. He's throwing his punches. He's doing his job. He's trying to do his best. I mean,
good shot! Big shot by Reid. Great straight left, an overhand right from Brad Reid. He pulled that from nowhere.
He certainly turned this round around. Brad Reid.
Good shot from Moller. Weller's lining him up. And Reid spins around in the corner. A great round for Brad Reid. A great round. Brad Reid slumps in the red corner.
Great comeback round by Brad Reid. Landed some beautiful shots.
And if we have a look at pushing the blue corner, you'll see that Murray Thompson now is getting stuck right into Stewart Moller. And he's got to say Stewart now, he's got to say, let's do it. I mean, for God's sake, let's do it.
He's got to put the pedal to the metal and he's got to come home.
But don't forget,
going into the last round, I've got it all locked up at 66 apiece. That was a very good round. Well, certainly Stewie Moller controlled the round at the start. His body shots were taking their toll. Brad Reid got a second win. He came home very, very strong. Good, clean body punches. That all changed from those punches in centre ring. However, I just gave the round to Stewie Moller by virtue of the fact that he stayed.
Is it safe to say that Hedges on this, Brian?
I actually gave that last round to Rudy, and I've got them all locked up at 66 apiece.
Great minds think alike, Brian.
Last man, well, I'm having a list of these two.
Well, we got it right in the last round there, Shonger.
Yes, I'll let you know.
In the last fight.
I will let the listeners know when the wedding is. And don't forget, this is going to be the last round.
Well, certainly the most powerful. There's that dangerous to the right hand. Well, he's been the showier and the quicker punch.
Good shot by Reid, Roy. Good shots by Reid, bang, bang. Left, right.
Oh, he's come to fight Brad Reid. He's come here with bad intentions to upset the plans of Stewie Moller's Australian title fight campaign.
And he's still got bounce in his left.
Oh,
Good left hook.
left hook.
There's a body shot from Well, a left hook from
Started off on fire as Brad Reid into the 8th and final round.
Well, he looks a bit worse for wear for him.
He does. He looks like he's just doing it a little bit hard.
I think he's getting exasperated here. For Brad Reid, he's been
Reid seems to have found a second wind here after his struggling fifth round.
Yep. Stewie Moller was able to manage to turn this fight around, and as we go into the last round, as I said, we've both got it all locked up. The most powerful punches have come from Stewart Moller. The flashier and the more speedier punches have come from Brad Reid.
Good body shot
again. Yeah, good, powerful.
Oh, both boys missing with the left hook.
This is worthy of a title fight in its own right.
It is too, yes it is, Brad.
Absolute battle of wills.
This is the title of a title.
Right by Brad Reid.
Well, he's finished very sharp.
He's finishing all over.
Kept his composure there, missed the first two and sat there and waited to drop the
left hook. Yep.
It's eye-catching, isn't it?
As a pair clash heads again over in the neutral corner. Brad Reid all over Stewart Moller.
Needs to get off those ropes.
Oh, there's a powerful left hook by Stewart Moller and a right hand by Moller as Reid misses with the left hook. This is a terrific fight.
It'll be a hard one to call this because they've both been in at various stages throughout the fight. They both had to win, and it'll be hard to call.
Well, Stewart does take home this fight, and he beats Mark Bajiro.
Look at this. Reid's gone again. Reid had a good left hook there, and Moller, I thought he was actually just off balance, but I thought he might have been gone there.
No, it certainly caught his attention, Shocker. Stewie Moller, I don't know, maybe he's been a little bit crook with the flu. He looks a bit swelly under the eyes. Not making excuses for him and taking nothing away from Brad Reid as he charges across the centre ring at Stewie Moller.
He wouldn't wait.
He said, if you're going to fight for this Australian Super Middleweight title, you've got to beat me first.
Brad Reid sticking like
this is just an absolute war of attrition. Stewie Moller, Brad Reid, Reid all over Stewie Moller and centre.
Punching up too.
What a tremendous fight.
It was a fantastic fight there. What a great fight. Stewart Moller walks back to the corner. Has he got it? Has he not got it? He's not making any indication that he's
what
got
a terrific round. Moller.
It's great to see, Brad. Both guys got so much respect for each other. None of them are trying to fox the judges by putting their hands up or saying, I won it, you won it.
Stewie Moller, sportsmanship personified, walks over to Brad Reid, congratulates him. He's done a terrific job. Has he upset the Australian title plans of that man there, Stewie Moller? I know that Murray Thompson won't be too pleased with his young charge, but what a terrific effort by Brad Reid.
Brian Butler's going to try and outdo you here, Brad, because Brian Butler's got it 76 apiece.
Has he really? You've scored a 10-10 round. I gave the round to Brad Reid. I'm predicting an upset here. I'm predicting that Brad Reid has come all the way down from Townsville and has upset Stewart Moller.
Scorecards, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Andrew Campbell gives it 75-76. Mick Croucher agrees, 75-76. Final card, Anika Williams, 74-76. Unanimous points winner, blue corner, Stewart Moller.
Well, Moller has come through in a very, very close fight by 1 point on the cards of Andrew Campbell and Mick Croucher, 2 points on the card of Anika Williams.
Well, Harold Leigh's going to have a chat to Brad.
Brad, you're always dangerous to land some big shots. In fact, you knocked your man down. Unlucky. Okay, Brad Reid feels he's unlucky. I'm sure Murray will have him back. Okay, how about 3 cheers for Stewart Moller? 6 consecutive big wins. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Stewart come across. You've had a bit of hand trouble in the lead up to the fight, I believe.
Yeah, I haven't been joining the sparring for the last 3 weeks or so. I felt pretty rusty through the fight. Great to hard punch.
Stewart, you've got a big match coming up September 13. Maybe. Stewart, 6 out of 16 bad. You've on a big roll. You've had a big year.
Yeah, could I just thank a couple of people? First, all my family, friends for supporting me. Thanks, guys. Frank Irvin. I wouldn't have had this guy without Frank. And the guys in my corner. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart Moller. TNT Dynamite, the Calorama Kid.
Peter Tovio, welcome to Melbourne and Fort Knox, the house you stash out here in Ferntree Gully. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, this is only, I just found out, I was surprised to find out, this is only your 4th professional fight tonight.
Yeah, it's 3 boxing for the professional and many for amateur fight.
Okay, you had a lot of amateur fights.
Yeah, and yeah, and more for 100 and represent Samoa for.
Okay, represented Samoa in international competition. That is fantastic. You fought Lincoln Stewart out here about a month ago. I didn't realise you'd only had 4 fights, but you really gave Lincoln a hard fight for 5 or 6 rounds.
It's a same fight for same fight for Lincoln and Steven. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have any predictions for the fight tonight? How do you see yourself going?
We'll go for knockout. Yeah, we'll go for a knockout.
You're confident tonight?
Yes.
Okay, Peter, do you know anything about Stephen Marks at all?
Yes. Yes.
You've watched him box, you've studied some tapes?
You heard about it. Stephen is a speed star, but we're quite prepared for it. Peter may be a new boy to the professional, but he got a heap of amateur fight on his background. So we'll give Steve Marks a good fight. We'll give him a fight.
Okay, thanks very much, Tamar, Peter Tovio's trainer.
Okay, thank you.
And thanks and good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you. It's good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, could you please take your seats for our main event of the evening? Danny Evans, can you come to ringside, please? Danny Evans. Ladies and gentlemen, could I ask you to be please upstanding for a solemn moment? In fact, two solemn moments, if you like to put it that way. Ladies and gentlemen, Melbourne boxing fans pay tribute to the family of the late Fijian-born New Zealand coach, Bridge Sane. Bridge Sane died recently at the age of 75. He worked with 35 great New Zealand champions. He was known as the father. He worked with Foshi Smith, Lawrence Tanyavasa, Alberto Marchong, a great rival of Julian Holland, Sam Makuso, Joseph Pulu, who fought in centre ring here, Lightning Lupe and Davey Moore. 40 years in boxing. Born in Fiji, he boxed in the United States of America. He came to the famous Hunters Hill boxing gym in Auckland 35 years ago. He also boxed in Las Vegas, United States. Tonight we pay tribute to the late Bridge Sane, the great New Zealand champion. He also recommended two great fighters, Jimmy Thunder and current champion Carly Meehan, to come across from New Zealand to Australia. Could I have absolute quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen? We turn back the clock to June 25, 1999 at Juan Turner Dome, the Hungarian Centre. Murray Thompson, Fighters Factory, first ever professional promotion. Murray expected a crowd of 500. In fact, it was a sellout of 2,500 people and 1,000 people turned away. The main event was an epic battle between Stephen Marks, boxing tonight, and Lincoln Stewart. In the corner ring was Stephen Marks that night. He left hospital, he was critically ill, but he came to the corner in a wheelchair and supported Stephen Marks. He was a legendary Mick Canavan. Sadly, Mick died 3 weeks later. Tonight, we remember the family of Mick Canavan, Diane, children Joanne, Kelly, Mark, Melinda and family, and Murray Thompson, a great friend of Mick Canavan, ringside Jim, and virtually his son. Ladies, could I have quiet, please? This is a message in memoriam in the Herald Sun from Diane and the family. It said, remembering you is easy. We do it every day. It's the loneliness without you that never goes away. In our hearts forever, your loving wife Diane, children Joanne, Kelly, Mark and Melinda. On this night, as we remember 3 years ago, the great contribution to boxing of Mick Canavan, who trained world champions Dave Russell, Craig Trotter and many other great champs, including Stephen Marks. David Emery will toll the bell 10 times, and please be upstanding as we remember the contribution, the inspiration of Mick Canavan. Quiet, please. Thank you. Don't be seated, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the national anthem of New Zealand and the national anthem of Australia. Please be upstanding. Please remain.
God of nations and our feet in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God defend our free land. God Pacific's triple star from the shafts of strife and war. Make our praises heard afar. God defend New Zealand.
evening. Your judges at ringside, 10 rounds of boxing, Andrew Campbell, Anika Williams, John McGovern, timekeeper of the bell, Damien Memory, head of our medical team, and Dr. John Jury can stop the fight at any time during the bout. A 10-point must system applies in our main event. Howard Leigh on behalf of Murray Thompson, congratulations. Murray, show 16, Fort Knox, Country Gully on this Friday night. Friday Night Fever. Here we go. Let's get it on. Ladies and gentlemen, on the site where legends are made, Fort Knox. Let's get ready to rumble. Introducing first, in the blue corner on my right, from Samoa originally, now based in Auckland, New Zealand, with Tamar in the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, last night at Daisy's, he scaled 62.90 kilograms in amateur boxing, 94 fights, 74 wins. He was the Golden Gloves champion of New Zealand, returning to Melbourne after fighting Lincoln Stewart at the Dallas Brooks Hall recently. In pro boxing, 3 bouts, 1 win, 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing purple trunks with Samoa posts, whites and red. Would you welcome New Zealand's Peter Tovio. And across the ring in the red corner with Kerry Condy, joined by Kevin Marks and Keith Ellis Sr. Ladies and gentlemen, he's twice been junior welterweight champion of Australia. He captured the crown first in 1999 here at Fort Knox. Then again last year against Matthew Pauly from Queensland. He's the pride of East Ringwood. He's the pride of the late Mick Canavan. 15 fights, 8 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw. 3 wins by knockout. Ranked number 3 lightweight in Australia behind Koshtizu and Lamonado. Ladies and gentlemen, the Macho Man, wearing blue and red, Stephen Moller. He's your man in charge. Ignatius Miscellaneous, 10 rounds of boxing. It's our main event of the evening.
Thank yourself at all times. Play my plans at all times. Shake hands now and good luck.
Well, Brian, this is going to be a big one. Stephen Marks, the local lad, was in the red corner, and half the crowd, obviously, everybody in the crowd would be on for him, wouldn't they?
Yeah, Stevie Marks lost his Australian title at Freak Canuthia right here a couple of months ago, and walked into a big right hand, and he's here to make amends tonight.
Can Tovio do much damage?
I saw Tobio, as yourself did, fight Lincoln Stewart. I mean, the boy can bang a bit. He reckons that Lincoln outweighed him by 4 kilos in that fight, so he's hoping he's a lot better prepared for this, and he's hoping to do a lot better.
Well, he's going to have a good head, I reckon.
Fasten your seatbelts as Marks unloads with lefts and rights to the head of Peter Tovio. But he's a powerfully built young man, Tovio.
He's coming back.
Oh, Stevie Marks can bang just as well, but he doesn't need to stand Brian in front of Tovio because he is a powerfully built young man. Oh, left hooks and right hands by Tovio as he unleashes on Stevie Marks.
Well, it's 10 3-minute rounds, but they started early.
They're leaving nothing left to the imagination. Peter Tovio, formerly of Samoa, currently residing in New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand. He's certainly come here to upset the plans of Stephen Marks as he walks into a right to the body and a left hook to the head by Marks. Got beautiful hands, Brian.
Yeah, hasn't he? He has. The Marks is always flashing.
Always nice to watch. He looks refreshed, Stephen Marks. He looks a lot snappier tonight, and it's good to see him up on his toes and behind the jab. Like you said, he doesn't need to stand in front of Tovio.
He's got a good jab, Brian, and he just needs to use it. He should pop that jab out, keep his little small opponent off balance.
That's a nice work from Stevie Marks.
That's a beautiful
left right on the head there from Stephen Marks. And
that's his only mistake there. He is standing flat-footed in front of Tovio.
Oh, he's got to move.
Oh, that hurt. The eyes of Stevie Marks are just a little glazed as he bangs away at Tovio. Tovio throws lefts and right.
Tovio's a tough nut, isn't he?
Oh, he is. All Stevie needs to do is pop that left lead out, lefts and rights, and then get in and get away.
Good shots in the jaw from Marks.
Very good. 2 beautiful left hooks. Beautiful hands, Stephen Marks. And he can punch himself.
Yeah, he can. Rock Tovio off balance a little bit with that shot.
Both boys landing freely at the moment in the first round. Good overhand right there from Stephen Marks.
Certainly got a taller reach than Peter Tovio. Longer reach, taller man. Oh, nice right hand by Marks. Certainly caught the attention of Tovio. Lefts and rights by Marks, and a nice left hook again by Marks. He's got Tovio in trouble here.
And Marks is taking himself serious in this fight for sure.
Very much. Stephen Marks went to, in the year 2000, August 2000, went to Japan and fought the legendary Masakazu Satake, WBC number 3. Lost in 8 rounds, but have put up a tremendous effort. I was in Japan just in February. It's a terrific round for Stephen Marks. Yes, and all they asked was Stephen Marks. He took the fine Japanese champion 8 rounds before he put him away, and it was a terrific effort. His career has been on the rails just a little bit since then after he captured the Australian title from Matthew Paul. He had a basically self-enforced break from the sport, come back only to lose it to the former Olympian Fred Kanuthia, one of the African kings trained by Austin Taylor. As we head to the red corner to hear Stephen Marks.
Had Charles Bowen on the deck apparently in the second round in their WBA World Title fight. In Muller as well.
Well, let's not forget this little fella here.
To a standing ovation from the home crowd there.
Well, he was well ahead on point, Stephen Marks, in that fight.
How'd you see that round there, Brian?
Sorry, I gave that a 10-9 round to Marks. I just thought he'd done the cleanest shots towards the end. He came back from the couple of big punches Tovio was able to land midway through that round.
Well, let's see what Tobio can do now.
Tovio looks a very powerful man, Shocker. You know, he's a typical Samoan. We've got that powerful upper body, a lot of upper body movement, left and right, moving to the left and right. And he has got good hands for a little junior welter.
In the first round, he landed a few good shots.
He did. Look at the 3-stump legs on him, Shocker. You know, he's got very powerful legs when you look compared to Stephen Marks, who's a lot taller fighter.
Well, we're in the second round here of 10-3s international contest. Stephen Marks, a local boy, and from New Zealand now, Peter Tovio. And everybody's expecting one-way traffic, but this little Samoan out in New Zealand.
That's a nice right hand by Stevie Marks, just missed the butt. Hasn't he got beautiful hands, Brian? There's that big left. That's hurt Stevie Marks.
5 good punches there from Tovio. Don't take me lightly, he said. I'm not mad.
See, Stevie Marks is fighting Tobio's fight at the moment. He doesn't need to fight that. He's not hurting the young Samoan who's residing out in New Zealand. He's not hurting him at all. Just the punches are hitting. Better punches. Just needs to box. Just needs to stay calm, cool and collected. Do his work. Don't get carried away with it. We're only in the second round. Nice left hand by Stephen Marks.
Good hand skills there from Stephen Marks.
See, Stephen Marks now should be on his bike, out setting himself up for another onslaught. But what he's doing is just standing there in front of Tovio, and he's keeping Tovio.
Good shots there.
Nice left and right.
Seems the more Tovio gets hit, the more he drops his hands.
He does.
Marks going for the finish here, round number 2.
Brian, I don't think that Marks can blast this young man out of there that quickly. All those punches, he's taken every one of them. He looks a little unsteady on his feet, but he's certainly
but he's coming back.
And he's got more power, or as much power as Stevie, and Stevie's standing there slugging toe to toe.
Oh, big left hook.
Stevie's just trying to blast him out. I think this is a mistake by Stephen Marks, trying to blast Tovio out of there. I don't believe he will do it. There's a beautiful right hand. That hurt Tovio. Oh, and Ignatius Missolidis has waved it away.
They stopped the fight in the second round.
In the middle of the second round. Onslaught of punches by Stephen Marks has brought an end to the fight.
I'll tell you what, though.
He didn't need to do it that way, gentlemen, but I think he had something to prove here tonight.
Yeah, I think he did too.
He copped a lovely one around the cheek.
Superstars and legends, please come up.
Well, he cut loose there, didn't he, Stephen Marks?
That was a very good effort. Peter Tovio, a very, very strong, capable opponent. As the pair embrace in centre ring.
Hey, Cole, how you doing?
Fine sportsmanship by Peter Tovio, formerly of Samoa, now residing in New Zealand. as he congratulates the corner of Stephen Marks.
Ladies and gentlemen, come to centering, Stephen. Referee Ignatius Miscellatus waved the contest off. 2 minutes and 9 seconds into round 2. Your winner, the Macho Man, Stephen Marks. Take away, we're going to talk to Stephen Marks. He was in blistering form tonight. Big body punches, rips and hooks. Coming up September 13th, Murray Thompson returns here to Fort Knox. Write it down in a little black book. Good night, Bob. Thank you, Bob. All the team from the board. Stevie Boy. He was in fine fettle tonight. A winning vein. How about 3 cheers for Stephen Marks? Head up! Head up! Head up! Stephen, he came out smoking. You know, he didn't give you a chance so he could get settled. He threw some bombs at you early.
Yeah, red hot. Red hot.
He was red hot, but you were red hot. In that second round, you said, you turned on the gas, Stephen. It was a real Stephen Marks. Hooks, body punches. You aimed to end it there and then. Well done, Stephen.
Yeah, that's what I got to do. Got to turn your head on and do the job.
Stephen, you had unfortunate last time you lost the national title, but down the track, would you like to challenge for a third time?
Yeah, I'm definitely hunting the applicants down. I might even try them both.
Both at once?
Well, that's at the pub.
Why? Weren't they gracious in winning last time, Stephen?
Oh, they were okay, but you know, they're probably on holidays.
Yeah, you were on holidays or they were?
I think they were on holidays and I'd be gone now. So.
Stephen, you're really fired up for a rematch.
Yeah, we're heading towards that, getting the title back.
Stephen Marks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I want to thank the audience. This has been a great turnout once again. We're all missing, but it's good everyone's here. I hope everyone had a good night.
Okay, Stephen, Terry Condy, come across. That was a real Stephen Marks tonight. He was sharp, he was hot, he was focused, all those things, Terry.
Yeah, the last time Stephen fought, he'd been up for 9 months, and had a fight for 9 months, and he was a little bit washed out when we got in. We thought he was going to fight, but one fight was pulled off, then Stephen had to fight. Then he was in a snag. He got to give anyone who's in trouble at 63.5 kilos. Got a big record, and looking forward to fighting again.
Thanks, Terry. Terry Condy, Kevin Marks, and Stephen Marks. Howard Leigh on behalf of Murray Thompson Finest Factory. Good night, Big A. Good night, John Miles. Good night, Brad Purcell. Protect yourself at all times, both physically and emotionally. Reach for the stars, my God bless. Peace on earth, keep punching. See you soon. Hallelujah.